Welcome back to Souls and Swords. This is session number 12, entitled The Darghian Rift. First session back after the eclipse. The group was in a tussle, moving to try and find out what they could regarding the celestial alignment that was going to be taking place on the Adar Shinai, or Leap Day, effectively, which is represented by a kind of life festival. But this year coincides with a alignment of the planet Urs, the moon Stasia, and the dark moon Umbra, along with the center point to the cosmology, the Darghian Rift. It's believed by Sam that that would create a connection point, and when they are moving towards the Capitol building of Aldarak, they see that the alignment takes place, it begins, and upon its setting, a massive pyramid, upside down, pointed down, appears above the Capitol building of Aldarak. Its green-colored top, or bottom in this instance, touches directly against the spire of the Capitol building of Aldarak. As they're moving through the city and heading towards the Capitol building, unbeknownst to them, but beknownst to Chad's character, you moved on Gilbert Kirgosler's house, it being the only name that you remembered, and witnessed the group that you saw back in the city of Ursulon rushing out and heading through the city. Not knowing the streets as well as they do, you rush off after them in hopes of gaining on them. Once the alignment happens and the pyramid appears, I believe that they would probably stop to take in the sight, allowing for you to gain on them if needed. That said, the rest of you, as the event arises, I'm going to detail a couple of small things that you'll notice. I guess they're small in the scale that I'm looking at it. They'll probably be very large in the scale that you're looking at it, as if you were ants on the ground looking at it from a low vantage point. I'm a condescending prick. So anyways, as you're looking up the pyramid and kind of seeing it appear and seeing the eclipse kind of fade slightly so that light starts to pierce through from the sun again, and the moons kind of oscillate a little bit enough to allow for the Bailey's beads to brightly shine through. What you notice is figures start appearing around the pyramid, dozens of them, all ship-shaped, and very familiar to anyone who's encountered a conglomerate skyship. Looks like they've basically surrounded the pyramid. The other thing you notice is the light takes hold of the pyramid and basically makes it into a silhouette in your vision. You notice that there appears to be very, very faint but very visible, because of the light, a small human-sized figure hovering above the top, or the bottom that is now the top of the pyramid, high enough that you can see it from your vantage point. That said, how would you like to proceed?
Can I use my keen eyesight to see what more about the human figure at the pyramid?
Perception check.
Yes.
Wisdom perception, sorry.
So
That's...
So I just recently came out of the pyramid and I'm now on top of it, looking down on them?
Incorrect. You came out of the pyramid and entered the city of Rostagar about a few days ago. You've been trying to find the people that you remember having the Esbrej, because you no longer have a tether. And so you're trying to find them for that purpose. And so you remember the name Gilbert Kirgosler after a few days of trying to figure yourself out, and also drinking, because Davos is, in a new city. There's sky rails and trolleys and weird stuff going on. He is found Kirgosler's house, and just as you found it, they all rushed out of the house and started heading south. You followed them.
I rolled a 26.
You see that the creature that's the humanoid creature that's floating above appears to be wearing black robes, hood drawn up. Eyes appear to be kind of a piercing green, but that's all you can really make out of the silhouette. And then it also appears that the creature, it being a flying creature, has angel-like wings kind of projecting off of its back.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do I have a sense of what that might mean?
Do
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would mention that to Valette and to Sam.
As you turn to
especially.
go and speak to them, you see that familiar, semi-familiar, not terribly familiar figure starts to approach the group from behind in kind of a rush that doesn't seem to be the same direction that everyone else in the city appears to be going. Everyone you've moved past or seen so far is going the other way.
We turn around and kill it. No.
Alright?
Wouldn't do that.
So it looks like we didn't succeed in stopping this from happening.
We didn't really, do that much about that. So, kind of hard to succeed when you, do shithole.
So just stepping back for Chad and other. What are we seeing? What didn't we succeed in stopping?
The whole thing with the pyramid over the city.
Matt said, or I'm sorry, Sam's theory that the world was gonna end. Here it is. It's in.
So that pyramid floating over the city, is that the pyramid I came from?
You never remember entering a pyramid. From your vantage point, you entered into the tower. You just saw
We
kind
went
of the back
into-
end of it.
Right. Went through the mirror.
Yeah, it was metadata that was basically coming from Tim and Kevin, who are Patreon players in that game, because they know that part of the pyramid because they've messed with that lich before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So Davos walks up to them, and he once he gets within conversational range, he stops and he looks over his shoulder at the floating pyramid. And he looks back at them and he smiles all charming like, and he says, "Well, that's terrifying."
You hear a voice, Chad, one that you've been kind of hearing for the last, before the pyramid, for a couple of days before, that you haven't heard in the last 6 days. It says, "Hungry, hungry, resist hungry." But you haven't heard this in the last 6 days since you entered the pyramid.
Is it the voice in the Butcher's Bride?
It does appear to be the voice that resides in the Butcher's Bride.
I'm sorry?
It does appear to be that voice, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Could I want to look him over and see what I can learn. I mean, would I notice that he has an Esperid?
So you would notice nothing in particular. He does seem to be kind of looking at a strange meat cleaver that's on his belt. Valette, you see that standing next to him is kind of like a goblin-sized figure in the Divine Sense aura, not fully manifest because you haven't used Divine Sense. And you also notice that the tethers are kind of growing a little bit between you all. And you also notice that there appears to be one kind of in the center of all those connections that goes straight up to the top of the pyramid.
I have a bad feeling about this, people. Our
Who
tethers.
the fuck are you?
I was waiting for that, Matt.
Yeah. He was
I'm gonna grab
dying.
my character sheet real quick, and I will answer that question.
While he's doing that, just so I'm clear, the tethers that Valette sees, there's no tether to Gilbert, but there is one to
No tether. There's no tether to Gilbert. Correct.
But there is one to Brox.
Correct.
Hey, John, I just don't have a control of Davos.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
Red card.
No, I'm just trying to understand where we are. You did the right thing. I'm very proud of you, Kevin / Gilbert.
We don't
Gilbert?
We will see. We will see.
Wait, Kevin / Gilbert, so Kilbert.
Give it a
He's
go.
going to murder us all.
It's like Kilroy. Like that.
Sweet. So Davos was part of the Old Guard?
Correct.
Right. So, introduces himself as Davos. Says he encountered one of them. Trying to remember which one. Either way, he encountered one of them before, but he works with the Old Guard.
Is
which
the
I
Old
believe
Guard
is
like?
something that would-
Is that?
I believe they were the group in Osaria that we took shelter with briefly when we were fleeing the conglomerate looking for the portal.
Correct.
Oh,
Got it.
right. Okay.
Yes.
It was a brief meeting.
Well, you picked an excellent time, and by that I mean terrible timing, to come see us, because it looks like we have a lot of shit to take care of. If you want to
Yes,
join us, we'd appreciate the help.
Does Villette point out that the
Bugger off.
does Villette point out the fact that he has what seems like because that would be a great motivation for the group to want to include him.
Right. Backtrack to what I said. It looks like we have some crap to deal with. Who's the goblin with you, by the way? What's your Esper's name?
He hasn't.
Davos has it. This guy who's at. What?
He hasn't told you.
Yeah. So the guy who whoever's asking him this question, Davos hasn't met him before, and Davos is gonna kind of play it off like he doesn't know what he's talking about. He looks around. He's like, "Goblin? What goblin?"
Real quick,
I'm
just
assuming Davos doesn't know the goblin.
real quick. Apologies. They did do some similar or some pseudo introductions in the beginning, but let me get those out of the way really quick. So Broxgar is a dwarf, very scrawny for a dwarf, bright red hair, is carrying a gnarly looking axe, probably on his belt, and a couple of guns. Gilbert is a blue gnome, light blue skin, kind of purplish blue hair, is wearing the finest clothes of the whole group, and appears to be kind of trying to move in the center of the group and appear like he is in charge. He doesn't appear to have a weapon of any kind, besides a wand of some kind at his belt. Yeah, interesting. Doesn't seem to have a connection that you'd be aware of, since you also have the sight. There is a female, played by Tim. Her name isn't given to you yet. Bright blonde hair. She has a certain kind of doll-like quality to her features, like she isn't an actual living creature. It's almost like a kind of porcelain, but still flesh-toned skin. It's a damn perfect creation or simulacrum of a humanoid. And then there's a wild elf, brown hair, long pointy ears. He's wearing what appears to be kind of just kind of detective gear, effectively. Then there's a fellow in kind of just a loose mantle and cloak, green hair, with a black mask with orange eyes. It looks like a skull face on his belt. You're able to perceive that because you're pretty perceptive. And then he also has a dagger that has a female form as its handle and a very slim silver blade as its poking end. And then along with them is half-orc, short, but muscular build, kind of like a Bruce Lee kind of muscular build. A couple of scratches here and there. Doesn't seem to be wearing a shirt, even though it's a little cool out here in the daytime. It's the end of spring, or it's just the first month of spring. And he has a sword, probably not drawn on his back. Looks like a greatsword, but a very thin, slender greatsword, similar to the style of blades that the Sayryujin have, the people from the lands south of Osaria. And I believe that's it, right? No other people?
Correct.
I believe so.
And
I hope not.
for those of you who are interested about Davos is wearing kind of a leather armor, meat cleaver on his belt, as I mentioned, just kind of like a loose military crop, kind of slightly spiky hair, half elven ears. Definitely has kind of like a face that you either want to punch or want to make out with. Very Brad Pittian, kind of like Chad. Or both at the same time. And then, he apparently, to Villette, has a small goblinoid figure hanging around him in the form of a Esper.
Vlot would quickly introduce just our first names and say, "We all have blades like yours that have souls that reside in." I can see the faint outlines of the personality that is within yours.
There's no need for the deception.
Is yours as annoying as mine?
Davos takes the butcher's bride off his belt and sort of like flips it around in his hand. Says, "Yeah, it's been pretty much useless for quite a while now. I was beginning to wonder if it was ever going to start working."
What do you mean?
Well, Mm, about 6 days ago, well, that's a long story, but when I got to this city, the butcher's bread didn't seem to work anymore. It wouldn't speak. I mean, it was essentially just a knife. I was hoping to find you guys so that perhaps we could restore life to this edge.
Do you know about the dual techniques?
Yes.
Ren would take out Katsujin and offer to touch the blade
You
to
hear-
the butchers.
You hear a voice kind of whisper out, and as it's starting to try and whisper out and you're trying to reach out, you hear this loud and as you kind of hear the sound kind of shriek out from above, you all look up and see that one of the sky ships has been cleft clean in two. The two parts start to fall from the sky. You see the figure up above the pyramid start glowing with kind of a greenish energy, and a green like pyramid of force appears to oscillate around it. You then see a bolt of just straight green energy emanate from it and slice another one of the sky ships in half.
Oh, no more fucking around,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, listen, why stop trying to touch weapons?
Before you even call, you hear this loud, and you see a skyship kind of come down in between the buildings that you're near and kind of land in the crowd near you. Everyone starts moving away from it. The skyship is kind of a small skiff, similar in kind to the one that Enforcer 47 had, and the pilot appears to be your contact. The Enforcer, I think it was 92. The one who was aligned with Ren and the Mardigans. The one who was, yeah.
All right. I think this is our ride, everyone. Let's hop on.
Whoa. I
Sam,
said I
we're
was
about.
going to meet with your boss, not join him.
Oh,
Ren follows Valette.
that's later, Sam. Right now, we're fighting the thing that's killing people.
You hear him yell out, the Major needs to see you on the main sky. And as he kind of points up and is yelling that sentence, and you know how it's going to finish, you hear a loud screeching sound. The building that's kind of near where you're at gets cleft off the top. A part of it just starts to slide off, and you notice that the beam that came from the top of the pyramid cut right through the capital ship of the conglomerate Air Navy. You watch as it starts to detonate, and people start to fall off the sides of it as it descends down near Kurgosler Manor.
Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Davos is like ducking and dodging all the green rubble.
Oh yeah,
He's
we're
looking around, points at the being on top of the pyramid, and he says, "What in the hell is that? And where did it come from?"
Not quite sure, but we're gonna go fight it. We might
Say-
die.
Davos, don't worry. I'm Lord Kurgosler. These are my heroes. You can come with us and we'll get this fixed. And we run over there.
I stab Gilbert.
make an attack roll.
Can I help him with that action?
Make an attack roll.
I'm
Wow.
not actually going to stab him.
I know.
just
Oh,
stab
sorry,
him with
did
my
not mean to do
eyes.
Okay, so do you rush over to the skyship? Do you start moving towards the Capitol building? Basically, city-wise, you are effectively near the main strip between Kurgosler and Alderac. Chad, for your purposes, you see the ring of people. The bottom left one is the bluish one, the blue-looking gnome. He's sitting on top of where Kurgosler Manor is. You're effectively kind of in the building area that would be kind of right here-ish. And
Hey,
basically,
John, real quick, what spells did you choose for me for magical secrets?
it was
Isn't it on your sheet?
I mean, they're already in there. Tensor's transformation, animate objects for the 10th level. Yeah.
Sorry to distract you again, but I don't have stats for the Blaze Hatchet. It's still just Fury.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay, so the question still stands for you all. Do you start moving towards the skyship, or moving towards Alderac proper, or running away, or whatever? The table is yours.
Does it appear that does it appear that the attacks are doing more damage to the skyships than to the buildings?
It's about the same.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I was going to say is the sky ships are more out in the open, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, Sam's like, I'll probably end up going with the group, but Sam is sort of like saying, let's go, pointing down the road.
I mean, the Major can come to us if he needs to, right? Can't he just teleport to us?
Major just got taken down.
Right, all the more reason to get going.
I agree with what Matt is saying.
We need to move quickly. How do we get up there? Besides Skyship. And Valette starts walking towards Skyship because she can't magically teleport a whole bunch of people up on top of a pyramid. And doesn't think magic necessarily can, at least at the level we have.
Why don't we
I'm
just
sure
take
there'll
the
be a
skiff?
way.
Why don't we take that skiff?
Wait, what skiff?
So
I think Valette's walking
Just
towards.
landed.
yeah,
It's conglomerate, so it kind of sucks, but still.
If we fly low, fly fast,
Yeah.
and
I-
shoot up right underneath, we might be okay.
yeah. So a small skiff landed nearby you, Sam. And the
Oh yeah, no, I was sorry, I was confused because
Okay.
someone said skyship and then someone said skiff, and I was like trying to figure out if they were the same thing or not.
Right. The skyship is kind of an umbrella term, and then you've got the capital ship, which is like the big skyship that the Majir was rolling around on. You have smaller ones, which are kind of similar to what you saw before, and then there's skiff ones, are the ones like remember when you fought that undaunted enforcer above Tavern Lane, and people were jumping onto his little ship? It was like a small little
Right.
skyship.
All right, fine. Quick vote. Everyone in favor of taking the stupid ship, raise your hand.
Valette's already walking towards it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go toward it too.
Yep.
Did the capital ship crash
It's not how
down, or you said
democracy
it
works.
float?
So
You said it was slowly floating down towards Kilgosler.
it was cut in
Yeah.
half. It exploded in the middle, and all of the parts of it don't seem to be like falling and raining down. They seem to be moving very slowly down.
Okay. Brox hesitates, and after the group heads towards the skyship, I'm gonna head towards the capital ship.
In your vision, you see Kelgar standing before you, and he looks to you. It is two.
Sorry, John. I was going to go by foot also, just because Sam's not going to trust the conglomerate.
Okay.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, the capital ship actually blew up kind of near behind you. It's more closer to Kerr Gosler's manor, is where that exploded. So he's going towards it, regardless of the pyramid, is what he said. Are you going with Broxgar, or are you heading towards the capital
I'll stick
building?
with Broxgar for the time being, and
Okay. Back to quick flash. Kelgar appears before you, and he says, "In this time of tumult, I can show you my true power. I can show you the power that resides. I can show you the power of fury and wrath. For now, we'll do what's familiar to you." And he kind of holds his hand out to you, kind of grips his fist, looking down at your axe. And as you look down at your axe, it's no longer the blaze hatchet. It is fury, with its cannon and everything.
Okay. I'm good with
Badass.
this. Proxy Fury. I'm blue again, everybody.
No, make an Arcana check.
Oh. I got an 11.
I'd say you'd have advantage on it. What would you get on your second roll?
21.
You're pretty sure that if you discuss this more and kind of uncover this more, it might be the case that based on the way he shaped it, you might be able to emulate anyone's Esper Edge with the blaze hatchet.
Whoa. That's awesome.
Okay.
Damn. Okay, so I have a few questions.
Sure. So real quick, before I answer those questions, I just want to make sure who's moving where. Valette and Gilbert, a likely
And
duo,
Ren.
and Ren are heading towards the skiff that landed where Connor Bates, the Enforcer 92, landed. And then Blaze Hatchet Man, Broxgar, and Sam are heading northish towards where the capital ship crashed. Vrak, where are you heading? Are you with Brox?
Heading with those two.
Okay. And then
Perfect split.
Davos, you see the group that you just joined start to split into two. You had some questions,
As usual.
Yeah.
and I have one for you. Who do you go with?
Does it look like there's any way up to the pyramid other than a ship?
More specifically, conglomerate skyship. No, it does not seem that there's any other case for that. Cough, cough, nod, nod. The old guard hate the conglomerate pro. Remember that?
Yeah, totally. So,
Okay.
hold on, just bear with me, because I'm playing a lot of catch-up here.
Oh, I understand.
Okay, so, that ship that they're moving towards, not the one that crashed, the one that landed, that's a conglomerate.
Yep.
Does it currently have a crew of conglomerate people?
It has one crew member, and it appears to be an enforcer.
Is that, like, powerful?
An enforcer? You were an enforcer as Kelder, so that's one kind of gradient of level power. And then the lady with the long knife was also an enforcer. It's not like one tier of power.
I never did get to kill her.
It's fair.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out if now did any conglomerate officers or individuals of incredibly high rank die within where's this ability and how does it work? False identity? No, that's not the one.
Not that you've seen.
There's something he has where he can like steal people's
Mantle
shadows.
of Whispers, I think it's called.
Right.
Yep. No.
No.
Not that you can see.
I didn't have any humanoids die within 30 feet of me.
Humanoids, but none of them know.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't try to use everything right now. The main question is.
I basically want to like disguise myself as some sort of officer and try to talk our way onto the ship without having to fight.
Oh no! You're not understanding. You saw the ship land and yell for Balette, the one,
Okay.
to come on board.
Okay.
Like
Okay, in that
they're
case, then
friends.
it's like, so these are conglomerate people, so fuck them.
And you're going with the dwarf.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the dwarf.
Got it.
Sorry, we had to arrive at this conclusion in such a fucked up roundabout.
It's perfectly fine. I understand. So let's go ahead and deal with the skyship first. When you get on the skyship, Connor kind of looks back at you all and says, "I'm not going up. I don't want to be a target. We're going to move slowly and try and get underneath it. Do you know of any entryways into that thing?"
Do we recollect that?
Yeah, there's near the point, right? Because that's where we entered last time.
Okay.
Yes, there should be one at the point just above the spire.
I'll see what I can do. And the ship starts to move slowly through the buildings and head in that direction. Meanwhile, Broxgar, Vrak, Davos, and Sam, you head towards Kurgazler Manor. You see that the wreckage appears to have taken out several of the nobility's houses. Much to Sam's chagrin, it does not look like it landed on top of Kurgazler Manor.
Damn it!
Just can't get a break.
Just behind. It looks like it took out several of the houses behind Kurgazler Manor. You can see that the Barbagezi's Royal Guard have mobilized outside of the area and are trying to make sure that nobody enters into the walls of the house, as that is their charge. And you do see that a lot of refugees are moving past this point in a very quick pace. Several of them seem to be very finely dressed, like nobility and royalty that might have come from the Capitol building itself.
So would all these rich people strike me as like
Not you.
conglomerate
Oh,
sympathizers?
yes, you are there. Sorry. You don't know. They just look like regular to-do folk, but some of them are dressed really nicely.
Well, I'm just trying to think of. I'm not very familiar with Davos. I'm not sure if he's the kind of character who would.
He's your character. Don't try to play him like anybody else.
Okay, fine. Then yeah, as he's pushing his way against the fleeing crowds, he's gonna pick as many pockets as he can.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. I mean, most people don't seem to be too terribly perceptive at this moment.
I got 16.
Okay, you managed to get a couple of gold pieces, 2 gold pieces for one person, but everyone else seems to be kind of moving fast enough that you can't really move close to them and keep pace without causing them to kind of steer away from you. But yeah, as you're approaching the house, you do see that there are a lot of people coming from Alderaan proper. Vrak, you see something kind of perturbing. kind of moving across the street, and everyone's kind of keeping their distance from it, is a woman that appears to be made out of mist walking across the street, kind of just walking northbound. She looks familiar to you specifically because she does appear to be the Bloody Duchess, but in misty form.
I
Does
will.
Davos know what kind of creature that is?
What's that?
Does Davos know what kind of creature that is?
As an Osirian, based on the mist form, you would recognize it as a vampire.
Okay. Does it look like it's like moving towards people or attacking people?
Real quick, I wanted Zach's reply to the matter at hand. So Zach,
She's just walking through the street, not doing anything to anyone.
she's made out of mist, but besides that, yeah.
Yeah. Can I try to catch up to her?
You don't have a problem doing so. She's moving quite slowly, actually.
Did anyone notice me leaving?
I'm assuming we've probably noticed the.
The mist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody?
I'd follow.
Okay.
Sure.
I stay back and take it.
Okay. And Davos, do you move up to the creature, or do you stay with Broxgar?
Yeah, I stay with the dwarf and I watch the other guy run off towards what I now know is a vampire. Davos kind of leans down and whispers, like says kind of low under his voice in the dwarf's ears. He says, "Your friends keep straying."
It's the bloody Duchess of Atonia. She's not a good person.
She stops at your approach, Brack. Kind of looks at you.
Hey, dear Duchess lady. You, know what's, go. You got anything to do with this?
My child, my attempt to stop this was thwarted by people who did good in their hearts, but knew no better in their minds. This is your world. If you seek the comfort of peacefulness and the lack of the maliciousness of the corrupter, you are always welcome back in the forests of my lands. She bows lightly, kind of almost like a curtsy, with mist kind of splaying up to the sides, and then she turns and she starts walking away again.
Wait, can you say that again in English?
She's done. Let's go.
Great. I love it when people are just suddenly cryptic and then leave.
She's basically
Fussy.
what you'd be able to ferret out from that is she must have been trying to do something to stop this from happening, and she didn't do it, and now she's leaving in ghosty form. And she said,
I figured that much out. I'm just
okay. And if you don't want to
more detail.
If you don't want to deal, then come hang out with me. Okay, you guys continue to head to the wreckage.
Yes.
Okay, cut from you, go back to the other group. The skiff moves into Alderac proper, and as it kind of moves towards the gate, you see Connor kind of have like a look and kind of stop the ship and say, "I don't know if the wards and bonds of the gates are still up." And you kind of recall back, Gilbert, when you tried to use magic to thwart the borderline of the Capitol building, it sent you back. It looks like Connor's having a tense moment as to whether or not the ship will work inside of the field of directly inside of the court of the Capitol.
I think there's probably an elevation, so if you go up high enough, maybe it won't matter.
He points. The pyramid starts where the castle stops. We can certainly try it. I will definitely give it a go. And you see him kind of tensely kind of grab a hold of the Spelljammer mount of the ship. Go ahead.
So before it seemed like anything would get blocked, or just humanoids?
Any kind of magic would get blocked, you know.
Okay. If you don't mind forgiving me, I can try shooting a lightning bolt into straight air to see what happens.
Sure.
Lightning bolt towards like not to hit anything, but just so it would hit the quote unquote barrier.
Hits the barrier and reflects back at you. Make a reflex saving throw against your own lightning bolt.
Oh,
Yay!
Oh,
I'm so glad
good
this went so well
job.
for us.
All right.
all right. Tim's starting off good today.
What happened?
That is
happened?
a failure, I believe. It's a DC 15, I think.
Roll your own damage.
Go for the lightning bolt.
I roll with advantage.
Do you?
Roll your damage.
Oh no! Oh, roll damage. Okay.
No, wait a minute. You get a bonus because of your paladin.
Yeah, it's automatically calculated.
Oh, I didn't know that was in there.
Yeah, it's automatically calculated for him, but not for us. So we have to remember it when we're close to him. But
he's always close to him.
How much lightning damage did you do to yourself?
All right, it's not rolling when I click. Oh, because
it asks you for a spell level.
I did 30 damage to myself.
It hits you and strikes into the side of the ship. You watch it blast a hole through the ship, and you feel the ship kind of teeter to the side. He kind of looks at the Spelljammer mount, kind of moves some pieces around, kind of like spinning around the orrery of it, and tries to kind of stabilize it out. And you notice that it's now got a kind of like waggle to it. Like every time it kind of moves into position, it kind of drops, and he kind of pulls it back up, drops, pulls it back up. And he says, "This is going to be a one-way trip, probably. Are we still going, or are you jumping off?"
No, still go. Don't do that again, Valet.
Spins the dial. The ship starts to lift up into the air, and he kind of moves it up near the pyramid. As he kind of turns it to try and give you an opportunity to get onto the ship, hopefully everyone's kind of moving to that point. You see the doors present there, the hallway, but from a vantage point, it's very strange. It's upside down, because it's upside down. At this point, are you jumping off of the ship? If you are jumping off the ship, just say, "I am jumping off the ship."
I am jumping off the ship.
I am jumping off the ship.
Yep.
All right. So the three of you jump into the small thing. You can see Connor kind of moving behind you, and you notice that the ship's energy source, like the just nature of its magical presence, kind of just goes as it seems to have touched the field and turning to get you to that point. You see Connor run and jump and dive out towards the thing.
I reach out my hand to grab him.
Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can catch it.
Get him.
Or since you said it in time, athletics check. Give me an athletics check to see if you can catch it.
All right, I'm better at those. 23.
Yeah, you grab a hold of Connor's hand and kind of lift him up and start pulling him up into the tunnel there. There's wind kind of buffeting through here. It's that salty kind of crisp ocean breeze that's passing by. As you all kind of tuck into the tunnelway, you see that the doors are slightly left ajar, but again, are upside down, so it's definitely a weird kind of vantage point, and you have to step over the archway top to enter into it.
Well, let's see what it's like traversing this thing upside down now.
Okay.
And Vlett heads in. Or before she yeah, she just heads in.
Okay. You feel that same feeling, Ren, when you normally trance, that weird sense of kind of entering into a different place, just like you did the first time you entered into the Pyramid of Souls. As you kind of move towards the center of this room that you've entered in before, you see that the dais that had the skulls on it before across the room is now up in the ceiling in the corner there, and the panel that goes up into, or rather down into the pyramid, sits in the ceiling above you. The other thing you notice is that standing directly underneath that is a woman with a fox head, a pipe in her hand, green smoke emanating from the pipe,
Yeah.
Hello!
and fine bright blue robes covered with cherry blossoms.
She's always right in the middle of it.
And she says,
Yeah.
"Oh, you didn't bring any of the tools with you, did you?"
What do we need? What tools do we need? It's so nice to see you.
"Oh, nice to see you as well. But the tools, my lord's tools, they should have met up with you in the city. The half-elf, the elven woman, they didn't come." "Interesting. I did everything in my power to direct them towards you. But alas, they have not arrived with you, and that could be a problem. Oh."
By the half-elf, do I suppose that she means,
You can suppose what you want.
Okay.
Well, there are other of us down there that will probably end up making their way here on their own.
Oh, I hope so. It will be a problem trying to deal with the corruptor without everyone present. But best of luck to you all. I'll go ahead and give you a bit of a adjustment so it's not so terrible and nauseating to pass through here. Good luck. She waves the club of the pipe and disappears like she has before. And as she does so, the other thing you notice is that the wall behind her is no longer upside down, it's right side up. And you're no longer standing on the ceiling, or what was the floor to you. You're now standing on the ceiling, or what was the floor the first time you entered the pyramid.
Yeah.
Oh, she's such a nice lady.
The door's still open behind you. When you look outside, everything is upside down. You can see you can see another skyship being torn asunder, but it's all in this nauseating inverted upside down. It's falling into the sky.
Yeah.
I try communicating to Sam or Brox or anyone with a
Who do you call first?
range communicator. I'll do Brox.
Okay. Brox, as Davos kind of says something to you, and then you all kind of pick up after the vampire encounter and move towards the wreckage. You hear chime on your phone, chime on your long range or short range communicator. Do you pick up?
Answer.
Brox?
Hello?
Hi, it's
Yeah,
Valet. We're in the pyramid. The Fox Lady showed up. It sounds like we're gonna need all of us to fight this guy.
This is abnormally long pause from Brox. And he says, we'll do our best to get there to help.
Alright, be careful. The castle's barrier is still in place, so if you approach by magic, avoid it.
Connor kind of looks over his shoulder and stays near the door. Enforcer, I will stay here and keep an eye out for them. And you can see that he's a bit nervous about this whole situation.
What is it?
I'll stay and keep an eye out for your friends back here. That's it.
Oh, okay. You just look worried.
Yeah, because we're gonna die.
I don't know if you were paying attention.
Positive reinforcement, Andy.
I don't know if you were paying attention to the destruction that was going on outside, but yeah.
Yeah. You just gotta smile through it and do your best.
Fair enough. Cut back to the scene of the broken up skyship. You come down to it, and it's fallen and kind of landed, but it took a lot longer than it should have. Not a gratuitous amount of time, but effectively, instead of moving at like hundreds of feet per second into the ground, it seemed to be moving at about 60 feet per 6 seconds towards the ground, as if it were feather falling.
So is that an effect of the ship? Is that something those ships normally do, or is that an effect?
You don't know.
The rest of them are definitely getting cut out of the sky and crashing into the city.
The main one does not appear to have done that. Yeah, the smaller ships, the non-capital ones, are being cut into pieces.
Are there people moving around? Like
You do see that there are a couple of people who are kind of moving around that look like they're pretty well wounded. The main thing you notice as you come to what appears to be the helm of the ship that is kind of broken. It's laying on its side, but at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. It looks like the commander of the ship is standing out on the deck, facing off against what appears to be about a 15-foot tall, gray-skinned giant with a massive black blade. The grayness of this individual's skin is kind of darkened in areas, solid black. His eyes are like solid black irises. In his left hand, he seems to be gripping something so tight that it seems to kind of be, it's also wrapped with a chain and bound to him. Everyone besides Chad would recognize this as Grun's Stone Child, and he appears to be facing off with the Magier, one Major Goodman. Correct.
You said he was a 50-foot tall?
15.
15. Still, that's fucking huge.
Well, as you're approaching and are preparing to engage, I presume, because that sounds like what you would do, you watch as the massive giant moves in on the Magier, and you all don't even see it happen, but then you see it happen. A red cloaked figure with a blade appears behind the Magier and is retracting the blade out of the Magier, and blood just starts spraying out of his back.
You jerk! I hate you.
The tabaxi turns and looks over his shoulder and says something, but you can't hear it over like the flames and the chaos of the city. And then you see him kind of disappear as Grun kind of starts moving towards the edge of the ship to step off.
You said this was happening on the wreckage of the capital ship?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start to take the most
So this
direct
all
path I
happened-
can to
okay,
Major
wow.
Goodman.
Wait, Chad. You're gonna move towards Major Goodman. Chad, what were you saying?
I'm gonna stick with the dwarf. I'm going to pull my I'm gonna have the Butcher's Bride in one hand and a short sword in the other.
Okay. Sam?
I'm also walking with them, and as I walk over, I'm just saying, maybe maybe we were wrong about that tabaxi.
You see Grund kind of hop down. When he hits the ground, it kind of leaves a bit of impact. And he kind of stands there looking at you. The massive sword with the Dream Shard, or Nightmare Shard, connected to the hilt. He's kind of staring down at you from his height, and he says, "Where are the others?"
There, I just sort of like thumb towards the pyramid.
Interesting. Where's the one that saw through the other's eyes? We have something for her.
Yeah, she's not here right now.
Shadow.
She's one of the ones up there.
Shadow, make your way to the pyramid. Grun then turns to face you all. I suppose you're the ones that I will deal with. Raises the blade up. The shard kind of starts to glow, and you can see the aura of envy appear around him as he begins to kick all your asses. Let me
Roll initiative.
get a map here. Hold on.
Yeah. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, it should be.
Come on, Vrac, you got this.
Of course I've got this.
For some reason, I can't add a short sword to my character.
Eh. Why is my map not loading?
I don't know, did we insult roll 20 too many times?
Yes.
I think
With-
Iranian hackers.
Are you kidding me? If there were Iranian hackers, why would they bother with roll 20? They'd probably just start playing a game on here.
Because they're trying to ruin our entertainment. That's how you hit us hard.
My stuff's not working. Hold on a second.
Tim, do we know what's going on down there? Do we
Nope.
know that? We don't know that Grunt's down there? Oh, fuck.
Nope.
No,
Or
he
the
is-
major died. Yep.
You know
That is
nothing.
theirs.
Or that shadow's coming this way.
Yep.
Is
They
he dead?
do have short-range communicators, but we don't know yet. Oh man.
Should be
John,
fine.
are-
Great, guys.
John's trying to get me to use that wish real bad.
Hey, yeah, man, if you want, it definitely would make the game weirder.
Weirder.
Tim, just do it. Give in to your monkey's paw.
That's the worst that could happen.
He wishes for us to be there, and instead of delivering us alive, it delivers us dead.
Oh, okay. I guess that'll be bad.
And then
Okay.
Shadow appears and kills you guys.
We're gonna use this map because I'm tired of trying to fuss with that nonsense. Broxgar, Davos, Vrac, and Sam.
The dream team.
Okay. That should be right? Okay, I'm gonna throw you onto a map. Tell me if it moves.
I
You're on
can
a map.
see myself.
Okay, so for all intents and purposes, the buildings to the left, kind of the shouted out area, is the broken down ship. Because the map I had seems to not have saved, I guess. I don't know, I was doing it from work, probably a bad way. And then, yeah. This should be fun.
This is the ship.
No, to the left side of the map. That
Don't
whole,
forget the dual techniques.
that whole side.
Guys, what's Andy talking about?
My boy. Okay. Initiative. If it hasn't already been rolled.
Just waiting for that counter.
Go rack.
What kind of creature is Grun?
Giant.
And how do you guys know him?
You
I mean, he's evil.
You recognize the crystal that's on his sword. It appears to be similar to the crystal that was on Dengu's pistol.
Initially, he was a statue that we saw at the very beginning of the campaign in a park.
Yeah, that's true.
Came to life. Started fucking things up.
Good times.
Alright.
I rolled a 13 for initiative, but it.
He starts snapping his fingers, kind of moving in down the street. It's like West Side Story.
Did you click your token, Chad?
Do you want me to roll again, or do you want it to just be 13?
You can roll again, and then just I don't care.
You can always manually change it to 13 if need be.
Yeah, it's not a big deal for me either way.
23 it is.
You're probably going first. I mean, you guys are probably going to go before him.
Except for Sam.
If you recall how this goes, speed's not his deal. Alright. Okay, so during the first round of initiative, Rockstar.
I step forward, drawing fury. I point it at him, and I forfeit the rest of my turn. Brockscar is apparently frozen at the moment.
Okay. You see the aura of envy kind of still manifest around him, and he kind of glares at you. You can't see like where his eyes begin and where the darkness of his face kind of resides. It just completely obsidian black, but you can see like almost like liquid kind of moving across his skin, like an oily blackness of necrotic power. Davos.
Davos takes a deep breath and realizing that no one has yet struck him. He steps up here next to the dwarf. He drops the Butcher's Bride as he raises his hand and he says something in Elvish, and he casts Charm on.
Okay. As you do so, he'll use his reaction to trigger Envy Well. Your Butcher's Bride becomes inert and non-magical for 24 hours after the casting. So it will effectively work as normal, yeah. And
What was the name of that spell?
He's not casting a spell.
Okay.
It's called Envious Well. It's a reaction you can use when the aura's up.
Okay, well, I hope it goes away after he dies.
Oh, well, we'll see. That said, he is immune to the charm condition.
Oh, fuck. That was kind of like, and kind of walks back. 10, 15, 20. And out of all these guys, who looks like the toughest, beefiest person? Like,
Right.
the half orc.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I say, I hope you have better luck than I did, and give the bargain.
Okay. 1 second.
That should be my turn.
Well, we've got Modes of Envy now, so I want to play with that.
What level are you?
I'm level 11.
So
I
a
get a
D-
D10.
D10, yeah.
Okay. He casts a spell as a legendary action. And he uses his moat. So you watch the basically as you cast your spell from Butcher's Bride, you see the little goblin soul kind of move towards Grun and kind of lock inside of his aura. Then he kind of grips the thing in his hand, and you can see like Ironbrew's visage kind of.
John, you said he's casting a spell.
He is.
Counter spell.
Okay. It is a spell of 3rd level, so it is countered. As he kind of grips it, you see the goblin kind of spirit kind of dissipate, and he kind of looks over to you with a grimace. Vrek.
I'm gonna move to there. Bonus action rage. And heroically take the dodge action.
Okay. On his initiative, he raises Treebar, the big sword, up over his head, and then throws it straight at Sam.
Counter spell.
It's super effective. No. Hold on a second. I don't know why it's not rolling. Oh, here we go.
Does a 35 hit?
Does a 29 hit? Ooh.
Misses.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I rolled max damage. It does hit though, right? 34 points of slashing damage. As the weapon slams into you, you watch as it kind of like stops and kind of looks like it's being moved by a hand, and Stonechild appears behind you holding the blade where it would have kind of moved to.
Hey guys, I'm unconscious.
34 points of slashing damage?
No, because he's standing right behind me and he's going to hit me next round.
You know what? If you want to, you can go ahead and make a deception check and fall prone if you want. I'll allow that.
Oh, that's
You know
so
what?
good. That is so good.
Do it. I'm going to do it.
All right.
I'll roll deception.
Walk it off.
I actually am trained in deception. It's
I
the
know.
charisma-based one. 17.
All right. His passive perception is a bit higher than that. So as you kind of fall to the ground, you see his kind of eyes look down, and he says in a voice kind of booming over you, he's like, "If you keep playing dead, I won't finish it." And he kind of turns and faces off against the rest of the crew.
Oh boy.
Sam, it's your initiative.
Yeah, I know. I was going to do something fancy. But then you went and did this. Do I want to risk this is my question. Yeah, sure, you know what? I'm gonna give this a shot.
And whisper yes to him.
I mean, honestly, I was probably going to do it anyway. Let's be honest. I do stupid things all the time. I'm going to cast slow on him.
Okay.
DC is... I think it's 19 is correct. Let me double check one thing really quickly, though.
19 wisdom save?
Yes.
I got a 20.
That would be really good. Oh,
All right. Well, he's probably going to swing at me, but I'm going to attempt to back away anyway. And you know,
you're prone.
Yeah, you fell prone on purpose, so... Do you want to crawl away from him, or do you want to...
I mean, either way, I can move like, what, 15 feet?
Yeah, but do you want to stay prone, or do you want to get up and do it?
I'll stand up and do it.
Okay.
No, make myself a better target for him.
Yeah, because not standing would have been opportunity attack, would have had advantage. Okay. He punches straight down at you with his fist, kind of opening it up. You can see kind of like the sickening kind of cracked skin against the symbol of Aguacy that sits inside of his palm as he slams his hand straight down at you. A 29 hits. He does 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. No, I'm sorry, you are stunned. Apologies, stunned.
So I'm still standing next to him.
Correct. Yep. Basically, you stand up and kind of turn around, and then you hear this loud kind of ka-thunk on the back of your head, and everything kind of goes white, and you can see stars at the edge of your sight.
So, guys, I'm at like 29 health, just so that you know, and we don't have a cleric.
Or a paladin.
I mean, we have a bard, but I don't know what spells he has.
Gotta split the party.
Yeah.
On
You go to the
25,
conglomerate. They're bastards.
No, we were going to the pyramid.
on
With
20,
the conglomerate.
on 25, Broxgar, you hear a voice next to you, a woman's voice, say, "Shoot now." And then you start to see an elvish form start to appear next to you. Tall, dark hair, kind of flowing robes. Davos, you immediately recognize her as Lady Phi Evna, appearing next to Broxgar. You see her casting a spell, or doing some sort of divinity on Grun as you are preparing to take your shot.
Fuck yeah. You were saying about a cleric?
Asking you shall receive, my friends.
There's still some slight hesitation, but Brock's will fire.
You have advantage for the attack.
28,
Double your damage.
14 damage.
Okay. The shot rings true and slams into Grun quite neatly. All right.
Does he get a second attack?
He does. This one will not have double damage, by the way.
Advantage or
No advantage on the second attack. Just the first
21,
one. Yeah, that hits. Just
14 damage.
perfect. Too bad it wasn't the first damage on the etc. etc. Okay, you fire the shots. You see two holes kind of appear in the dwarvish armor of Grun Stonechild, and kind of a sickening, kind of oily liquid kind of start emanating from the armor's wound. Okay, solid shot. Between Broxgar and Davos, I'm going to go ahead and take a legendary action. Going to...
Cut off Sam's head. It's okay, I have a backup character in mind.
So I'm moving over top. I'm not moving adjacent to Davos. I'm kind of moving over top of Sam into a position adjacent to these other two. So that's my action. My legendary action is just a move. Okay, so Davos.
You said he had a crystal embedded in the hilt of his sword?
Correct.
Okay, well, I don't see an off switch on this big fucking goon. So, I'm going to use Kaioken. I mean, Tensor's Transformation.
Okay.
And then with the rest of my turn, can I use my movement to try and, like, climb him or jump on him or
Are you trained in acrobatics or athletics?
I'm trained in acrobatics.
Yep, go ahead and make an acrobatics check. Because we use advanced ability checks in this game.
Got 18.
Yeah, you managed to jump up on top of his shoulder.
And can I use my bonus action to Bardic Inspiration myself?
So action, movement, and Bardic Inspiration doesn't work on you. I think it's only others. You, however...
Yeah, if you're a lore bard of level 14, you can use it on yourself, but...
Correct. You, however, can, for future reference, use your Bardic Inspiration for Psychic Knife, or whatever the ability is
Oh
called.
yeah, extra damage.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I'm hanging on Grun's back. I'm, like, covered in this, like, shimmering red, like, rage energy. it's like bleeding out of my eyes and like shining between my teeth. So he suddenly went from being kind of this like charming, roguish kind of rogue type character to all of a sudden he's like bleeding badass.
Swollbard. Okay.
So he's swinging on the ground with one hand, and he's got a short sword in the other. That's it.
All right, fair enough. In between Davos and Brack, he's going to use another legendary action to punch you. Uh, 16 probably misses. So yeah, as you're kind of climbing up onto his shoulder, he kind of reaches over his shoulder to swat you in the face with his hand, and you kind of duck to the side and watch as his big fist, almost as big as your entire head, just kind of moves past you, almost taking you off of his shoulder. Vrack, you're up.
Cool.
Looks like it's fight time.
Damn straight. I'm gonna hit him.
Okay.
And reckless. Sorry, it's 25 hit.
25 does hit, yeah.
Cool.
What element type do you choose?
I do lightning, I guess.
Okay. You watch the lightning kind of roil off of his armor and kind of strike into the ground, but none of it seems to penetrate into him. But the slash seems to work fine.
Okay, another one. 19.
Sorry, it does a little bit of damage with the lightning. It's resistance, not... yeah. 19 misses. He manages to bring his blade in between yours and his, much as he did in the last time you fought him, and block your weapon away.
Oh shit! Can I use the bard die? I forgot I had the bard die.
Yeah.
You do. 10, a d10.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1, regardless, that'll hit.
Oh. And this time, can I do?
It's once per...
cold?
I think it's once per turn, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Let me double check.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It should be once per turn. It's not listed currently as once per turn.
When you hit with an attack
Yeah.
with this +1 greatsword, an additional 1d10 damage.
Yeah. Yeah, it should say once per turn when
It
you
doesn't
hit.
say.
Yeah, it doesn't, because I'm a terrible writer.
Oh.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, no.
Fine, man.
Apologies.
Just reading the thing.
I think I don't know why that got cut out. It was on there when Sarah had it. So that's weird. But yeah, 13 damage. Cool. Alright, at the start of Grun's turn, just gonna go ahead and do some admin. Let's see. Let's see. I am going to cast a spell. Anything?
Not right now.
Okay. I'm going to touch Davos. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Counterspell.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier, or sorry, your charisma modifier.
Is this an ability check?
Hold on a second. Let me check my spell slot because I might upcast it.
Because if it,
You can't say that after you cast it and I tell you to roll a dice, you turkey. You're rolling it at 3.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't
Oh,
have.
wait,
You
shit.
would.
I'm sorry. I don't have counterspell.
Okay.
I have dispel magic.
Well, fair enough. Then it goes off without a hitch. I'll give you that con saving
But
throw.
I will. Wait, you said he's casting a spell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't involve an.
What's that?
Does the spell involve an attack roll?
No.
Okay.
you have advantage, or you are proficient in con saves currently.
Yeah. Proficient in Constitution and.
So you're adding 4.
Okay. So what did you do to me?
You need to make a con saving throw.
+4.
Mm-hmm.
17.
That's a fail.
Anybody have inspiration?
Nope.
I don't.
Okay. What spell did he cast?
Oh, you're gonna find out. You take 50 points of necrotic damage,
Okay.
and your hit point maximum is reduced by the same amount.
So some type of.
Wait. So what's the wording? Because I had 50 temporary hit.
On a failed save, it takes 14d6 necrotic damage, or half as much on a successful save. The damage can't reduce the target's hit points below 1. If the target fails the saving throw, its hit point maximum is reduced for 1 hour by an amount equal to the necrotic damage it took. Temporary hit points are...
You just did 100 fucking points of damage to me.
No. I did 50 points of real damage to you. Oh, that's...
And then you reduced my hit point maximum by 50 points.
Yeah, I just did 100 points of damage to you.
Yep. That's amazing.
And then you got to make a DC 25 concentration saving throw.
Right. For tensors.
Don't worry, guys. We're fine.
I'm doing great. He hasn't touched me yet.
All right, here we go.
Right. You had +4 to whatever it is, by the way. Because you're proficient with the save. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Muscle Man goes down to cool little half-elf kid again. As he reaches over and kind of just gestures with his symbol at you, and the black oiliness kind of starts spraying into you and kind of splashing against you, but not like feeling like physical. It feels more like the wash of like the undeath that the Sirens despise so much, kind of blasting over your frame, and you feel it just wither you from the inside out. All right, he's done. Sam, you're up. He's standing on top of you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do with that.
Okay, where are you going?
I'm going to go onto the ship,
Okay.
and then I'm going to actually. I would like to stand up and look around and see. Do I see any skiffs or other ships on here?
Doesn't appear to be the case. You do see that the Spelljammer helm, the central point, the steering device of the skyship, appears to be intact, and it's where the Tabaxi butchered the Major. The Major's body is still laying on the ground there.
Is it that north side or south side?
You kind of teleported like right onto the ship, so for position-wise, just right now we're assuming that you're going to remain about, say, 80 feet away from the fight. It's fair. And then you can basically, we're just going to narratively discuss where you're moving.
Well, I was asking where the steering wheel is because I still have 15 feet of movement after I stand up.
You could get onto it, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
So,
your action and the movement will get you onto the Spelljammer helm and kind of standing over the body of Major Goodman.
I just want to kick him to the side.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Does the Spelljammer have any like weapons system?
I don't know. And the Spelljammer portion, Spelljammer helm, it's not the device is not a Spelljammer, to be sure, because a lot of people.
No, I'm talking about like the broken wrecked sections of the ship that are within view. Do any of them have like weapons?
It looks like a hot mess of just pipes and weird bits. Yeah, you don't know. Okay, so Broxgar, before you go, you see Phi kind of standing like next to you. She disappears and appears in kind of a flash of energy and appears kind of behind Grun, where Davos is. She reaches up and kind of touches him on the thigh and casts a spell. Let's see. Okay, so when she casts the spell, Lesser Restoration, I think it is. Let me double check. Yeah, she seems to cure you of the affliction, the malady that you're currently being afflicted by. You no longer have a penalty to your maximum hit point total. You do not regain the hit points.
Still 50 hit points down.
Yeah, you do not regain the hit points, but you are no longer capstoned 50 down. She has removed the harm from you. and then she kind of looks to you, kind of up there, and kind of gestures for you to jump off. All right, Roxgar, you're up.
But yeah, I had a really great idea, and it's just not fucking working now. So I'm sorry, real quick.
Huh.
I know somebody tried casting slow on him. Did that go off?
No, Roxgar,
It did not work.
your table. You are adjacent to him, and he is a big mean man. I promise the other people who are up in the tower, I will get back to you here in a second. I see you all.
No,
waiting.
this is fun to watch. Yeah.
Okay, as long as you're not bored.
Oh no, we're planning over here. We're planning on the side.
Oh, I'm also dreading when Shadow shows up. We gotta fight his ass.
Right? I'll take this guy over Shadow any day.
Damn it.
This is 21 hit.
21 hits.
Okay, and you heard me say that I'm using Villain's Mail.
I didn't hear that part, but I do see it on the thing there, so yeah, perfect.
All right, 26 damage.
And you now have a +2 to your attack rolls and a +4 to your damage rolls. In response to that, I'm going to use my reaction to Envious well you. The second it hits, you still gain the bonuses because those are now a part of you, but the weapon no longer has a magical property. And you watch as Kelgar moves into the well. All right. In between you, Broxgar, and Davos, I am going to.
Can I'm sorry.
You
Can I
have a
just
sec-
back up after my shot?
You can if you want to.
I'm not disengaging. I'm backing up.
Okay. Well, he already used his reaction with Envy as well, so smart lad. Okay. He is going to legendary action fist. I'm going to punch cleric. And
Doesn't Joe have extra attack though? What happened to the second?
Villain's Menace is an action.
Villain. Yeah.
Oh, it's a hold of. Sorry.
Okay. So he punches her in the face, and you hear kind of like a pop as he slams his fist into her. She kind of like rears back, and you can see her kind of start to wobble a bit as she's stunned by the strike. I keep forgetting to remind you all, the people who have been punching, that you've been stunned by the punches. I think I punched Sam and he was stunned before he teleported, but I will not forget again. It's fine. Davos, you're up.
So, what? Do I understand this creature is like a construct? Do I have any sort of inclination or idea of what the magical mechanism that's animating him, keeping him alive is?
As you stand on top of him, you have no idea. If you want to use your action to try and discern information about him, you certainly can. But as you're standing on top of him, he is about a 15-foot tall, weird, dark-skinned Goliath-type giant, somewhere between like an ogre and a Goliath. He appears to be covered with his skin seems to be covered with this oily substance that's apparently necrotic matter, and he's wearing dwarvish armor and a big purple Magneto cape.
I kind of want to cast Dispel Magic in an attempt to just turn him off.
Okay, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Do you stay on top of him or do you jump off?
I'm gonna try and move until I'm basically behind his head and neck and between his shoulders, the hardest place for him to possibly fuck.
Perfectly accepted. All right, Vrac.
I'm gonna hit him a couple more times. Seems to be going pretty well. Recklessly.
That sounds smart. Hit. And hit.
Don't forget you have
No, he doesn't. He spent it.
Oh.
Give me that damage. What's your damage type this time?
We're gonna try cold and see if that does anything different.
It seems to kind of pierce off of him similarly to the lightning, except in a more frosty manner.
Got it.
All right. The damage seems to rock into him pretty well, though, and you can see that he's now kind of bleeding a lot more from the gaps in the armor where you've cleft into. Immediately after you finish your attack, he kind of looks down at you with anger and kind of raises up his fist and kind of gestures it down towards you. He's going to use the envious mote and force it into his last legendary action of the round to cast empowered casting. I will cast. Yeah. 1 second. I just need to make sure I understand the wording. Of course, it doesn't cast the wording. 1 second. I know the spell in my head. I just don't know the exact wording. Okay, I got it. Yeah, that's sick. All right. It is a lot cooler than I remembered. This aura of necrotic, like, just energy pulses out from him in a circle around him, 15 feet out from him, and you see 3 figures kind of appearing around him, kind of rising up from the ground. One appears to be just like a bone gaunt Goliath with a wolf's skull as a crown, holding a bunch of weapons in his hands, like 3 or 4 different weapons in his hands. As he kind of manifests fully, he lets go of them and they kind of start cycling around him. Behind him, you see like a smaller version of Grun, but apparently older, with skin kind of sagging off of his face and kind of decrepit hands and energy kind of cackling from them. And kind of behind you, Vrak, you see a third just corpulent, like very fat, thick Goliath type, kind of like just pulsating with like smelly looking necrotic energy. He's cast the spell Spirit Guardians, so he just has the most death metal version of it because let's see.
Counterspell.
I designate all of you.
Oh fuck! I don't have counterspell. God damn it!
However, you do have Dispel Magic, so it will work if he holds on to it.
Right.
Let's see. So designating you 3 at this when you enter it. So now make a Wisdom saving throw. Fi will pass, but she will take half damage. You fail. You'll take 15 or 16 points of necrotic damage.
16? 1-6?
1-6, correct. And then I need one from Davos.
What kind of a save?
Wisdom.
Not.
He fails, well, take 16 points of necrotic damage. Alright. That was in between Vrak and his turn. It goes to his turn, he'll take it. I'm going to go ahead and use this advantage to go ahead and just strike down into this cool kid. However, actually, no. Even better. Alright. I am going to crosscut. So I'm going to make one single attack, and everyone in my reach, which would be all of you, are targeted.
Even Davos clinging to his back?
I'll explain here in a second. 20 is the armor class that I hit. Since it's against you, Vrak, you'll take the higher of the two, which is still a 20.
I cast shield.
Okay, so it's blocked by you. And she'll be taking it. Alright, and bracket hits, right? 20?
Yeah, I have a 20 AC.
Okay, so for this attack, you'll be taking, looks like 36 slashing damage and 16 necrotic.
For
Go ahead.
For clarification, you said I saw Kelgar go into the well. What is the well?
So he has an aura about him called an envy well. So anytime he uses it, he pulls the soul into him. If you remember last time, he basically took away the powers of the Esper Edges, and it lasted for a duration after. And after he uses the mote, it kind of slowly recovers the weapon over time.
Gotcha.
All right.
So you're in the middle of eating all my friends.
Oh yeah, yeah. You see Fi kind of back away from the strike, rather wounded, and bleeding a bit from her loose armor that's been kind of broken up a bit. Okay, that's Grun. Sam, you're about 80 feet away from the fight, standing at the helm, standing over the course of the mage ear.
I am muted. There we go. Yeah, so I am going to basically check and see, like, can I turn this ship on, or is it kind of like completely out right now?
You can make an Arcana check if you wish to try and engage in that as an action.
Cool. That's a 29.
So you very quickly start to identify parts of the helm here and twist and turn the orrery portions of it to kind of lock it into place. As you do so, you all feel this kind of just of air kind of blow out from the ship, and it starts to rise off of the ground. You literally have just a section of the ship, but it appears to be functioning as if it were the whole.
Okay, that works.
Fucking crash it into him. Just fucking plow that thing into him.
Yeah, we kind of need this to get where we're going.
Well, we got others. We could, they're all over the place.
So yeah, that's your action. You can pilot during your next turn if you wish, or go deeper into the orrery portion. Go ahead.
Also, out of curiosity, how large is the section that I have?
Basically the size that you're seeing on the screen. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was a pretty massive ship. Okay. Fi on her turn is going to cast a spell on herself. You see her start to recover her own wounds. All right, Broxgar.
I will stow the innate blaze hatchet and reach for the good old trusty pistol I made way back in the day. I haven't pulled it out in a long time, so it kind of brings a smile on my face. And then
It has been a long time, hasn't it?
I will, yeah, it has. Ever since Fury's turned into a gun. I will switch to the transponder and try to call Valette.
Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and pause there in your guys' cycle and move back up to the pyramid as you are fighting. Good place to stop for just a second. So, Valette.
Metagame Dupree, I tried.
Valette, Ren, and why is my brain not working? And Gilbert. You three are inside of the pyramid on the top level.
Yeah. I have a technical question about an ability. Is that ability a passive or an active thing?
It would be an active thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hidden, not invisible. By the way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just checking.
But I assume that Andy is on high alert because he heard about some things.
Yeah.
Feel it. A disturbance.
It happens already. I feel that. I feel that wound in the back. It burns. It burns. That old wound.
You guys, I secretly think something really bad's gonna happen to my character in a minute.
Again.
So,
again.
You remember the activation for the portal down? It would go down into the stairwell, if you recall correctly. If that is your goal, it looks like Connor is willing to stay back and keep an eye out for the others if you want to proceed into the pyramid, or rather up into the pyramid.
Shall we go?
Yes, that's what we're here for.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. As you head down the steps, you'll note that the body that you left down on the steps of the young acolyte, the yellow robed wizard, has been laying down here for the better part of a month. It looks like he's just been left with the dagger wounds from your butchery there on the steps and has not been recovered since that point, Ren.
Whoops.
And as you head down to the bottom of this step here, let me make sure I have it right. I'm looking for my big map of my pyramid.
My passive perception is 20, just so you know.
It's fine. You arrive down at the point where there are two passageways. You recall the passageway to the west, or from your current vantage point to the west, I guess, leads to the weird water room. And the passageway to the right leads to the soul portal.
I mean, it's the soul portal we want, isn't it?
Will that get us to the top
I don't know.
or the bottom?
I don't know.
The weird water room was that wasn't the one with the soul forge in it that I got reforged in, was it?
No. So level 1 was the place where you fought a couple of conservators in the water room with the weird crystal that looked like it was a power source. And then there was the soul portal with a bunch of dead zombies inside of the pits around the portal and the portal itself. And in there was the crazy mad wizard that you fought and killed. That's level 1. Level 2 had the Gygaxian key, and it had the weird liquids and the dragon. And then there was a stairwell that continued from that point down to the place where Yen Lauren died. So if you want to go see if his corpse is still around. It was a descent from that position that led you further down into the foundry, and then the soul foundry led to the big open space underneath the pyramid where the soul forge was. But your presumption is that if you're looking at the pyramid, you're assuming that the soul forge is no longer present, and that bottom of the pyramid when you were underneath it is literally up above you.
So should we just keep heading down, or see if the portal might take us where we need to go? I don't know anything of portals, so I wouldn't be able to determine whether it leads where we need to go.
That seems like a risky move to take the portal.
Yeah, it does seem risky. I could look at it. I mean, I have the ability to cast teleportation and the teleportation circle, so I may be able to study it and figure it out, but our expert at that is not here right now.
And I feel like time is of the essence.
That's the problem. You know what? I thought of something. Why don't we just fly outside of the pyramid and fly up to the top and go meet that guy? I mean, we could do that. I can cast fly.
And then as we approach in full view, we might get cut down.
We would get cut down by those lasers. That's the bad part. Yeah, let's sneak up here. We're doing good.
We would die. That's the bad part.
That is the bad part about
Yeah,
it.
we don't want to die.
Okay.
No.
So you're passing by the level 1 and heading further down to level 2 without care or concern for the portal or the water room, right?
Well, the way you say it makes like we should care, but
if you've noticed, every single little thing has always been a second guessing you guys situation. I'm just double making sure before we move to the next step. That's all.
Valet's thinking that we should probably figure out. We should probably try to make haste in figuring out getting low as possible to get above.
That's all I need.
That's Valet's modus operandi.
As you descend and start making your way halfway between level 1 and level 2, there's a ring on your phone. Back to the initiative count.
Yeah. Yes. Valet speaking.
Not yet.
All right.
You can get that sentence off. Brox will hear that. It's Brox's action. You have 6 seconds. Go.
The Tabaxi is on its way. The Tabaxi assassin is on its way to the.
You hear.
And good luck.
You see, Ren just heard
You hear in the background a familiar voice. It sounds like the stone giant you fought in the sewers, and it yells, "My blade is unbending!" and you just feel like they might be having a good time. All right, Brock's got good action. It was an action to get the phone out and use it, by the way. Davos.
Good time.
Now, sorry, I forgot to describe the crosscut. Apologies, we did move really past that. So he spins around, but as he's doing so, he drops down and then kind of hefts up. You get launched in the air, and he kind of swings up, batter swing style, and hits you. But as he does so, the shield catches it and kind of stops it from piercing you. And as he spins full circle around, you land right back in the position you were on to start with.
John, because this may affect what happens real time over where we're at that would affect here. On Brox's initiative, can I have brief conversation points with the
So-
rest of us?
Basically, how I'm going to do this exchange, because freaking talking is normally just, not an action, but I don't want a reciting of the Gettysburg Address while we're
Exactly.
engaging in fun times. Basically, I will be playing it out, and you will get turn on this, as will everyone inside of the pyramid. You're effectively on the same initiative, but you're not rolling initiative to make it easier on me. You will be acting on one. That said, Davos, you are still on top of him. The shield kind of dissipates as you kind of hold your position back on the top of Grun. He is still covered by Spirit Guardians, and that means you need to make a Constitution saving throw at the start of your turn.
$16.
All right. You will take only 12 points of damage this time. You did not save against it, by the way. Yeah. Okay, cool. And it's your turn. Take it as you please. And yeah, he does have an active magical effect that can be dispelled if you want to give that a go.
Probably for the best. Probably exactly what I should fucking do.
Okay. Do you want to stay on him, or do you wish to jump off at this point?
I'm just gonna stay on. Seems to be keeping me alive.
As you dispel the aura, you kind of press down with the magic, dispelling it, and you can see like a bit of the black oiliness about him kind of like peel off and reveal like just solid like obsidian skin underneath. And he kind of looks up at you with his solid black jet eyes, kind of looking at you with anger as that's happening. And then the 3 spirit guardians he had kind of manifest, moving around, spinning about, just into the ground, leaving not a trace. All right. Vrek.
I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Reckless attack. 17.
Miss. 21 hits. Damage type.
Let's try fire.
He takes it. Looks like fire is a working option.
Found it. It took me 3 tries, but I found it.
Fair enough. All right. He. Before, let's see. He magicked the Spirit Guardians with a legendary action during the last round of it. He has not used a legendary action during this cycle. And he has no motes remaining, so he will use it to perform a melee attack with his fist. I'm really getting tired of this guy on me getting rid of my spells, so I'm just going to punch him. 28.
28 to hit?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking-
The stunning hasn't happened yet. It's only happened to the one character, but yeah, I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Was that with a disadvantage?
Why did he have disadvantage?
And he literally cannot see me.
Oh, no, he can feel you, and he can punch. Yeah. There's no mechanical benefit for being on top of him. You have advantage on melee attack rolls, I'd suppose, because he's effectively prone to you, but...
Good to know. Okay, so
Yeah.
how much damage was
You're taking 14 bludgeoning damage, and I need a con save from you. Okay. You fail
17?
You fail the Constitution saving throw, so you're going to be stunned during your next turn. You are holding on to him, but you're just kind of like
so I get okay.
you're
So
kind of
what does stun do? Like
You take no turn.
Can't take.
yeah. Your turn
Okay.
is skipped.
Alright, I'm gonna guess what you're at.
Good call. It goes to his initiative. As one of his 2 actions, he's just going to make an athletics check to grapple Davos and toss him off of him. Not any damage, just getting him away. And then he is going to Blade Driver into Vrak. All right. 19 hit.
Nope.
Damn.
Yes.
He grabs a hold of Davos, tosses him to the side, raises up Trevar and just in the most choreographed move brings it straight in at you with the point first, and you kind of move off to the side and you just feel it kind of past you. It feels like it just cuts reality as it slims past you, and you just, yeah, it probably would have hurt, and it probably would have thrown you back or knocked it down. Cool. Sam, you currently are driving this thing.
Right. Which is nice. So guys, I at least have a way for us to get out. How bad does the giant look right now from where I'm standing?
He's been bloodied for a while.
It's been bloodied for a while. Okay. Instead of moving the ship right now, I am going to... Give me one. Are these buildings...
Yeah.
Like, to the north? The buildings to the north are actually there.
Yeah, but they're probably broken apart roof-wise because the ship fell kind of down into them. So, yeah.
So my question is, basically, could I cast a fireball so that I'm not hitting my team? Okay,
yeah, he's big
I figured
enough.
I probably could.
He's big enough, and
Right.
Davos
Then,
is
yeah,
kind of on the ground now.
Fireball.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm going to just stick at 3rd level.
Dex savings are right. 17 misses. All right, 31 points.
Cool.
Nice.
Solid hit. Okay. On initiative 1, phone conversation with Broskar.
It sounds like Grun's there. And I pull out the ring and say, I have an idea. I don't want to say more because I feel like that's...
You can take an action.
No, like, this is Valette getting, like, asking for input. This is going to take maybe
sounds
4 rounds.
Sounds like an impulse job.
Watch your back, I have to help the other. Also, Goodman is dead, and I'll hang up. Can I shoot still? Or
Oh
is that
my
hold?
gosh, you just said Goodman dead.
Yeah, terminating the call is fine. Go ahead and take the shot if you want. But Phi's acting before you go.
I wish Goodman was alive again. Oh crap!
She's going to
Did you
cast...
say I can shoot?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I'm waiting.
yeah, the cleric has to go first. She's going to cast Cure into Davos. Okay. All right.
Let's having flashbacks. You don't say the major.
Oh, sorry. One more thing. Phi then moves back adjacent to Vrak. As she's doing so, kind of moving next to you, Vrak, you see her pull a strange dagger that appears to have a glass blade similar in construction to Asafune, except instead of being multiple colors, it's the one shade of light blue that's not present on Asafune. And she holds it off to the side, ready for you to tap touch.
Cool.
Alright. Take the shot, Broxgar.
Here we go. Over live. 17
No, miss.
and 19.
Miss.
Ooh, not so real.
Did you add your bonuses for Villain's Menace?
Yeah, +2 and +2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. Yeah, misses. Alright. Davos, currently smoking a cigarette. I'm going to say he delays.
Stunned anyway.
Oh, yeah, stunned. He's stunned. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Vrak, you're up.
Yep. I'm gonna do as the lady has indicated.
1
We're
second.
gonna touch tips. Nice and gentle, like.
Make sure I got the right one here. Apologies. Alright. When you touch with her, target a single creature within 30 feet of you. And you can move up to your speed to a space adjacent to the target. You then make a single melee weapon attack with Asafune. And your attack has a +5 bonus to the attack roll.
That's a crit, my friend.
Okay. You will be rolling roll damage as if you'd crit normally.
Okay, so
Very nice.
there's that.
No,
plus...
hold on. Maximize the first dice of the d6s there, so that should actually be 9 plus 9, so 13 plus 9, and then the elemental damage will be 18, and you're choosing fire, right? Oh wait, no, yeah, this is once per turn. Good. And then I need you to roll d8 and add 5.
Oh, it also does those two because I have
Yep.
the savage attacks from half orc and the brutal critical from level 9 barbarian.
And then I need you to roll a d8 plus. Oh no! Don't roll the d8. Sorry, doesn't matter. He's immune to it. Okay.
It's a good thing you don't do that much when this stuff happens.
So what happens is you watch as your blade kind of comes down towards him, and as the spark of fire kind of emanates from the red portion of the gem, you see this kind of like dark energy kind of move from hers, like a light bluish dark kind of energy, like a ghostly blue, kind of manifest in with the fire and lock in and strike the individual. And you see that the blue energy kind of washes over him, doesn't seem to do anything, but the straight crit of it kind of hits hard and deals damage home. What's the total? So 13 plus 9 plus 18 plus 8.
Oh, someone less high than me needs to do that math.
58.
13 plus 9
13 plus 9 is 22.
plus 18, 40.
Plus 18 is 40.
Plus 8
Plus
is
8
48.
51.
51. You're right. Okay. Zach, will you do me the honor of telling me how you strike him down?
He has Chad on his back still, right?
He dropped Chad off before he tried to blade drive you.
Oh, right. As he blade drove me and missed, he's kind of swung past me.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to just cleave him right off at that arm. Just take the whole arm in one perfect swing.
Do you want the arm that's holding the sword primarily, or do you want the
Yes.
arm that has the chains and the holy symbol on it?
Can I swoop up through one and then over his head down through the other?
Your
fucking
description.
take both legs.
Yeah, it's your description.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Is he takes an upswing up underneath the armpit of the first arm and then over the head and down through the shoulder of the second arm, so he's just standing there like a torso and a head, no arms left.
Okay.
That's so gross.
You kind of cut into the first one, opening up the second one, bringing the blade back down over the top of his head, cleaving the other one off. You hear the rattle of chains as the chains are loosened from the arm as it's broken away from the rest of the body. The massive sword hits the ground next to you, kind of with a loud clang clatter. His arms kind of fall to the ground, and he kind of looks at you with not a look of surprise, just a look of discontent and annoyance, really. And then you watch the envy well kind of suck into him and start kind of ripping his body down and inwards. And then you watch as something similar to the spirits kind of manifest down into the crystal on the sword. Okay. The phones clicked off just as you were hearing the fighting go down, and then Broxcar said he was joining the fight and watch out for stuff, and mage ears are dead. You're in the tower space, and tell me a bit about what you do after the phone call there, Valette.
Ren, Gilbert, I can use the ring to unite all of the Esper wielders on top of the pyramid, or try at least, to fight the Corruptor.
Something bad might happen to you in trying.
Do it!
But it might be... You know how difficult Grun is, how much trouble he gave us. I worry that they may be losing right now. This could save them and give us a chance to defeat the Corruptor.
Are you holding your hand with the ring up and kind of gesturing to it?
I had pulled it out to I have an idea. So
Okay.
I'm purposely not saying I use the word wish, but describing what I'm thinking of doing.
So John, if I was able to hear through the communicator anything about Shadow, then I would be on like double overload in terms of just paying attention to what's going on.
Sure. So you'll basically see it as it's happening. Valette, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
You're losing that finger, dude.
Oh, dex saving throw.
Does anyone have inspiration, please?
Please. I do not.
Pluck.
I do not.
The ring is taken right out of your hands and off of your finger if it was on it, and you watch as the tabaxi appears in your midst. This would be at the base of the stairs on the second level. Let's see if I can find that map real quick. Relatively quick. 1 second.
Get ready to rumble.
Freaking wish. Great.
You pulled a Valette.
Yeah, I did.
So you did it. You did it, Tim. I don't know. You didn't even try, but you did it.
I hate my life.
Let's see.
Well, that would have been better off dead a long time ago.
Stop.
Don't hate your life, just hate your choices.
Right.
Ugh.
Stairwell A.
Damn it.
I don't think it's even want to fight us now. It's got the stupid ring.
You're just gonna let it go?
I don't know. And I don't see anything.
Oh, that's depressing. Going back into old maps and finding Yen Lauren. My boy.
Poor Yen Lauren.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, cool. So, Gilbert, Valette,
C18.
Gilbert.
Because they were warned and had a heads up, and because Andy was actively perceiving and looking for that specifically, wouldn't he be able to use his eye for detail?
Oh, yeah.
Shadow just that.
Shadow wasn't hidden, Shadow was invisible. Different things.
Well, doesn't it say invisible?
It says hidden. Yeah, because when he specifically said, I'm on full, does this work? I want to do this. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. But he's not hidden, he's invisible. These are two separate things. Let me clear the initiative order here. And
Good luck, boy.
you are about halfway down the steps. Get the right people out there.
So, does this also mean Sarah's body is suddenly there? Sarah. Is Sarah's body suddenly there?
Why would she be there?
Because he said all Esper Edge wielders alive and dead.
He didn't make the wish.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
Nope, didn't have a chance. He
My
was
bad.
holding up. I think I might make a wish. Well, oink.
Well, no. First he started talking about the wish, and then, because Shadow wouldn't have known any better. but it was literally like, telegraph my move, just like with that blade driver, only magic ring, and then, hiya.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I missed the fact that
Yeah.
It's okay, Tim.
this is why you just gotta
too
do
much.
stuff, Tim.
Yeah.
But-
Thanks, Matt.
But when Tim
We'll
is
be
mad-
alright.
when Tim
You'll be
does
fine.
stuff, he gets the bad end of it too. So just simmer down. So you guys can see yourselves on the map, yeah?
Frank.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Bear with me while I try and
Sure.
set it up so the people at home can see too.
Just remember, Tim, it's all a game for fun.
Right. I'm sure she's just
Wow,
gonna
that-
get the ring back.
That
All I'm gonna say is remember your own damn advice, okay?
I will.
When you get bent out of shape about shit.
guys, chill out. No. I don't want that. I'm supposed to be having fun. If you guys start taking it seriously, I'm not gonna have any fun. Please don't. Please don't.
I'm stewing a bit, and it happened, and I'll do my thing. But
Hey, no.
I don't need comments about Tim. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, it is. Because guess what? Hold on a second. Bear with me here. Do me a favor and... Oh, no. Wow. I thought it did. Never mind. He doesn't know that? That's fine. He doesn't know how it works. He just knows that you were going to use it for something. Okay, cool. I moved you over to the left a little bit there. Sorry. And now I've got it set. Go ahead and give me an initiative.
No!
The time you need to go fast.
I rolled a 1.
Not good.
Wah wah.
Maybe Shadow will roll bad.
Yeah.
He probably has a +8 or something crazy.
It's one of Andy's
Not
characters, so
Can't be that good.
Or, yeah,
I was
one of
going
my-
to say, so he probably put some stuff into initiative.
Yeah. Oh well.
Don't know why
In a group.
it's not rolling. There he goes.
Can we move our characters as we thought they would have been marching?
Yeah, go ahead and move yourself to the positions that you'd be in. I need to basically move my character adjacent. That's why they're all just kind of loosely placed. But yeah, put yourself in the order that you would have been, and then Shadow will basically be adjacent to Valette. And
Would you have been leading, Tim, or
Honestly, that would be, I think, up to Ren's predilection. Would you want to be scoping things out, or is it you're kind of hanging back, and Valette's kind of leading the charge of let's get to the base?
Well, so what I know is that I got really fucked over by this thing. See, it's way more powerful than me, it seems. So I would want you to lead as the more tankier member, and I would sort of be perceiving from.
switch
All right, so yeah,
positions.
so swap position.
And so you would have turned around to talk to them, and Shadow would have basically appeared, reaching over your shoulder and pulling the ring off of your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Shadow goes first. No longer hidden. Let's see.
No longer invisible. They're two different things.
Both, correct. Yeah, he's no longer either.
Thought he wasn't.
They are separate things. They are two different.
No,
I love you.
They are two different conditions. One's a condition, one's not. One's
I
just
know,
a
I
state. That said, Ren, make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Great. I rolled a 7.
Plus him. Plus
Oh, do I get a bonus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a +3.
Okay,
it's
so
bad.
10.
It's not enough, I guess.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Probably not.
This time you will not betray me. You will betray them. Do it. You are charmed by Shadow.
Shit. Worst nightmare.
Yeah. You do not have to do anything. You just feel compelled to be friends with your friend. And the words that he said seem to be a bit harsh. But for 1 minute, you are charmed. Anytime you take damage, you will have to repeat the saving throw. But you do not get a saving throw at the end of your turns normally.
Does that mean that I can't attack him?
You are charmed by him. The charm condition states
You treat him like a ally, I think.
correct, which means you can't attack him.
But I can't. But I don't necessarily need. I'm not a force to attack my
Exact
ally.
wording. A charmed creature can attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. And the charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature that is charmed. But
Okay.
yeah, you're not gonna fight Valette or Gilbert. You're not dominating.
Yeah, it's not a
Did
dominate
it seem like he
spell.
cast a spell?
No. It seems like he used a ability similar in kind to like a succubus's words.
Okay. Good.
It's different.
Right.
Okay. Lord Kurgosler. of the Kurgodler's heroes.
Yes. Would I be able to tell that he'd been charmed or no? Like insight or something?
Yeah, pretty sure that Ren's kind of now looking at Shadow differently. It definitely looks like a strange situation, to be sure.
So, because if I thought he was charmed, or like I'm saying, I would probably cast a spell magic on him. But if I don't think that, if you think that that's kind of metagaming, then I won't do that. See what I'm saying? Should I roll an insight check?
No, that's fine. You can attempt to cast Dispel Magic on him if you want to.
I'm thinking it's magical effect, so I will try it. I will cast a spell magic on
Okay, go to roll a d20 and add your Wisdom modifier.
D20 and wisdom modifier. Alright, here's a D20. My wisdom modifier is a +5.
Wait, you're a half elf. Hold on. You're a half elf, right?
Yeah. No, wild elf. So it's a full elf.
Can you be even charmed?
Oh yeah, good
Ooh.
question.
Oh, wait a second. So, is it Fey ancestry?
Yeah, I'm wondering. I just thought Fey ancestry, you might not be able to be charmed. Period.
Oh please, oh please, oh please.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Let me double check my wording on this, because
It specifically works against those.
no, it specifically works against Ren.
Okay.
But I may not have taken his subrace into account when I wrote the ability. So let me just check the wording on elf.
So it says you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed.
Okay.
It didn't matter because I rolled a 7 again, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Yeah, I didn't
Thank
think. Yeah, I didn't think it was an immunity. So thank you for pointing that out. And for future reference, when you make the save again, if you take damage or something, that'll be great. But Lord Kurgosler, you cast a spell. What'd you roll on d20?
2, so it's 2 + 5 is 7.
It's not high enough to dispel it.
Alright.
Ren Keen Eyes, you are charmed by Shadow. You do not want this fight to happen. You would like everyone to get along and maybe go out for a tea.
Make a cake.
So, sort of, in terms of logistics, if I get attacked by Shadow, does that mean that the charm state ends, or do I just have an
No.
advantage on a save?
So literally, it lasts for a minute. The only time that you'll get to repeat the saving throw to get rid of it is if you ever take damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I got it.
Ren stabs himself.
Well,
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's a thing now.
so no, real talk. In essence, you would not be able to try and submit yourself to damage in that way for twisting the charm. It's when someone deals damage to you. You can hurt yourself all day long. It's not going to change the charm effect.
Right, so I'm feeling kind of confused, so I'm just going to step back behind Gilbert and sort of stay out of this mess.
Right.
What about finding Valette's finger?
He still has his finger. It was just stolen
Yeah.
off of his.
Oh, okay.
Valette, I assume you had your weapon and shield out, so you want to fight?
Yeah. So, well, I guess I would have had my shield, not my weapon, because ring in hand.
Right, but you can draw it.
Yeah. So much for shield bashing Red. Alright. Let's get this party started, I guess. I guess I'll just draw Judgment and Snicker Snack twice.
Okay.
This one.
Nice.
So a 23 and a 28.
Anybody want to spend their inspiration for the crit?
Don't have it.
We don't have any.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're all.
You wanna give us some inspiration, John, so we can start spending?
I
You
think
wanna-
that's an inspired question. He should get.
You want to do something inspiring? You boring ass swing at me. All you do is swing at me. That's all you do. Why is it so effective?
It works so well.
Both of those will hit. The first one he will use his reaction to uncanny dodge.
Okay.
And the second one will do 12, so a total of 17. Okay.
Okay. And then I will use my unwavering mark on him.
Okay.
Or I will mark him so that if he attacks people but me, I get special stuff.
Sure. All right. Bear with me here. Okay. That is your turn. Before your turn ends and his turn begins, he will use a legendary action to teleport to this location instead. And then on his initiative, at the beginning of which, you watch as some of the wounds that are on him seem to heal up.
Okay.
It seems a strange sensation too, as he's kind of staring at you. You're kind of turning around to face him. His cat-like features become elongated, and you can see like spots kind of like growing throughout his skin as he takes on a more jaguar-like form.
It was so good when I was playing him. Now it just sucks.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna sword you, I think. Okay. So my first attack will be against Gilbert. That will be a 26 to hit.
Is disadvantage on the attack?
26 to hit. I rolled two 26s.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Nice.
And you take 10 points of slashing damage and 10 points of necrotic damage. And your maximum hit point total is reduced by 10.
Not cool, man.
And for my next trick, I will... I think I'm going to go ahead and... Gilbert... No, not Gilbert. Ren, go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
Did you hear that, Ren?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what I can do. How about an 18?
It's a miss. Turns and faces you and says, "Run!" And as he says it, you gain the frightened condition. And during your turns, you have to take the dash action and move away from him in the safest route you know is available to you. You are outside
Really?
of Valette's aura, if I see it correctly.
Yep.
Oh, way out.
All right. That's my initiative for Shadow. On Shadow's sub-initiative, as you're turning around to run that way, the body of the young kid that you murdered is walking down the steps behind you in a shambling fashion, and he kind of looks down at you. "You killed me." And he's holding a dagger. Looks like he's ready to stab you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Nice.
So bright side about that is you'll be able to remake that saving throw.
If he hits you. He doesn't. He just made it down to you. At this point, he's not engaging this turn. Next up
So
is...
so it's an undead?
Yes, it is. But Gilbert, your table.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I want to look something up real quick. Oh, son of a bitch. I don't have that one. Man, you know what I hate when you don't have the right spells ready. That's a bummer. All right, let me see what this one does. Sorry.
It's okay.
I have to look up. I'm trying to get him back here. Charmed, petrified. Ooh, nice. I'm casting Greater Restoration on Ren.
Is it touch?
That,
Yeah, you're in touch distance. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so he loses.
Well, I'm glad I got that spell ready. You should be on our turn. You should lose a charm condition for sure.
One effect that charmed or petrified. So charmed is gone.
All right.
But you're gonna still be frightened, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't know.
frightened will still exist.
But you're no longer charmed by that.
Well,
guy.
maybe
Okay.
the frightened is easier to get rid of because if I rolled an 18 and missed with the charm, that's pretty high.
Yeah. Real quick note too, for Valette purposes, if your aura comes over him and there's an existing frightened condition, it does not destroy it. It only makes future conditions stopped. Basically, they are immune
Okay.
to becoming frightened, not immune to having already been frightened.
Cool. I completely forgot about that aspect of my aura.
Yeah. It's literally why I wanted you guys to position yourselves because I knew it would be goofy and great.
Right.
And that said, Kurgosler, solid turn. Ren, your turn. Your way out is currently blocked by the zombie. You can move around him and past him if you want, I suppose, but he will basically count as an additional square in your movement upwards.
So I am both charmed and frightened
Not charmed anymore.
by... Okay, I'm just frightened by whom?
Shadow.
By Shadow? Okay. Okay, I'm going to attack the undead creature.
Well, no. You have to, because of the way that feature works, you have to use your action to get out.
Okay, then I will disengage and get out.
Okay, that's fine. But your action needs to be used to take the dash action to move.
So I could bonus action disengage.
Yep.
And
So
I could
5, 10,
dash and I... Oh my
15,
gosh.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50,
I
55,
have
60,
45 speed.
65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. 90, right? So
And then I have
Yeah.
mobile, yeah.
you should see yourself up at the top right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Now that he's out, would he be able to make saving throws against it now that he doesn't see the target of his fear in front of him?
So the way this works is...
Yeah.
And move away from Shadow by the safest available route on each of its turns, unless there's nowhere to move, in which case it needn't take the dash action. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. So you can go ahead and try it again.
Okay.
Failure.
13.
All right, and then it'll go down to Valette, but between your turn and your other turn, between your two turns, I am going to Silver Sword and 26 to hit Valette.
I will activate shield.
Your auto shield.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's out and active and done. Perfect. So the mechanical bit of your pauldron flies out, blocks the attack, and kind of snaps closed, but not as taut as it was before, not wire sprung as it was before. Okay, it goes to your turn then.
All right. First we'll go with the unwavering mark attack. That would be at advantage. 26 to hit.
That does hit, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and use my reaction to uncanny dodge.
Does that just mean you ignore it or you take half damage?
Half damage.
Oh, okay. And then we will snicker stack 2 more times.
Okay.
17 to hit.
Miss.
And 21 to hit.
Hit.
Alright, and I will throw on a little smitey smite with that.
Cool.
I don't know how this... Oh, is it... I tried hitting it, and it's not pulling up. Let's go to the spell page. Divine Smite, here we go. Is he undead?
Not at all.
Okay. So, let's... yeah, we'll just do level 1 for now. So, an extra 8 radiant damage.
1 second.
And I will...
Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. Apologies.
Okay.
It couldn't have worked any better with the two groups that you sorted out. But as you hit him, you see the energy from the Divine Blade kind of like appear, and the radiant energy kind of bursts towards him. And you watch as just shadows around him kind of cover up and kind of conceal the radiant pulse and snuff it out.
Damn. That's
Nice. Cool.
He appears to be immune to radiant damage.
And then, I guess I can't really get past him on the diagonal point.
No. If you want to try it, I'd let you do it for an acrobatics check.
Nope.
Okay. And then
I will move right here though.
okay. In between your turn and Shadow's turn, Shadow will use the other legendary action. I'm going to teleport. You watch as this kind of trail of shadow kind of snaps diagonally upwards, like it was heading directly where Ren was running.
Mm-hmm.
And Ren, you watch as he appears behind you. Keep running.
Oh, he's gonna kill you.
I'm not charmed.
He says, keep running. I'm right behind you.
You're scared of him, though.
You are scared of him and are conditioned to continue to run. All right. It goes to his initiative. Sorry. From his position up above, he will. Make a stealth check as a bonus action. Okay. I believe a 23 will beat most of your passives. Ren, you watch as he just disappears into the shadows right beside you and becomes invisible. And then, Valette, you hear down below, "Oh God! Oh, he's cutting into me! Help me!" And it's Ren's voice that's saying that.
Down below?
Oh, not down below, up above, sorry. Up above.
Oh, okay.
And you hear Ren say, "Oh, he's cutting into me! Help! He's killing me!" You can still see him, Ren. Looks like he's concealing himself from the downstairs. All right. Lord Kurgosler.
All right. I would look over at Valette and say, Valette, we've got to be quick. Let's go. And I would use my special travel domain cleric spell, not spell, but ability, it's a channel divinity, step together, so that Valette and I can run our asses up there. That's a bonus action.
As you're preparing to do that, and this might change your position, but as you're preparing to do that, you see that the zombie has moved into a position that he wasn't in before that seems to be blocking off the steps for anyone going up it in a normal route.
What I'm wondering, though, is I don't think they can get opportunity attacks, so can't we just
No. You can't move through an enemy square. You have to do something about him. The way he was positioned before allowed Ren kind of an access point along the edge, but now he's kind of stationed like kind of more back a little bit in something similar to that little nook there.
All right. Well, in that case, that does change things. I can't get up there easily. This is another question for you, because I think I would know this as a caster. If I go and touch Valette and then cast a spell, the dimension door, to where, because I was in that room before. I could teleport to somewhere I know is like free, like in the middle of
because
the room.
you determine how far you are away from it and then move to it. Are you just trying to move up stairs?
Yeah, I just want to move up to, I think he's in the next room, the room we came
the next set of stairs up. Yeah, it's just another flight above you. So that's what you want to do, is teleport up?
Yeah, I'll teleport up to
okay.
how far I think he got.
If you're going up straight, then you two will appear like so. You're going straight up from your position where Valette was positioned before after you touch him. So touch, dimension door, appearing so basically right up through the floor of the stairs above you and then up above. So you don't see Shadow, and you do see Ren kind of freaking out. And it looks like he's going to start running in your direction on his initiative. You can still see him. Seems like he's allowing you to see him. That said...
we could see, you mean we could actually see Shadow? Or...
No, you can...
No, he was talking to me. He was talking...
You can see Ren. Shadow seems to be gone, not even present.
Okay.
There's a dead guy down the steps a bit. It's the acolyte from before. And then Ren, it's your initiative. You want to take the dash, because, you want to take the dash action.
No, well, wait. If I'm reading Frightened correct...
No, it's not Frightened. It's the ability that he's using. It reads as follows. Ready? It says...
but I'm not Charmed, though.
No, correct. Listen.
Okay.
Frightful Word is the name of the ability that he used on you. Shadow targets one creature he can see within 10 feet of him, which he was when he initiated the Frightened condition on you. The target must succeed on a DC number Wisdom saving throw or become frightened of him for 1 minute. While frightened in this way, the target must take the dash action and move away from Shadow by the safest available route on each of its turns, unless there is nowhere to move, in which case it needn't take the dash action. The target can repeat its saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. The frightened condition means you have disadvantage on attack rolls against him, and can't move closer to him. And combined with this, it means the only direction you can go is up the stairs.
So, I have disadvantage on attacks against him, so I couldn't attack him and then run away.
Your action must be used to dash.
Okay. So I will dash then.
Okay.
And there's no way I could try to grab hold of him from doing so, because it's not my turn, right?
45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70.
So can I interject here real quick?
90. Oh, go ahead.
So, seriously, at no point in this fight did anybody tell Andy to stop hitting himself?
No, so I told him that hitting himself wouldn't wound him for the charm condition, and that doesn't matter anymore. It was taken away by Greta Rest.
No, I'm talking about him fighting Shadow.
Oh. I get you. Well, he hasn't even swung once. Although, I guess Andy's beating his own ass by making him run away like a scared coward.
Shadow, stab, stab, stab.
Must
Love
feel,
to do that.
must feel really powerful, Mr. DM man.
Hmm?
Think you're so cool.
Yep.
I don't.
Give it those knives, sink them in deep.
Ren is done. Valette, you are up.
Wait, do I get to save?
Oh, yes. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess I got to roll higher than an 18.
Oh, yeah. Failure. So, Valette, you're up. Again, Shadow is not currently visible to you, even though his token's sitting right there. You do see the dead guy, and Ren is running up the stairs. He appears to be afraid.
And there's no way I can catch him because he's way past my movement.
Oh, yeah, he's super fast. Even with the head start of like 20 feet that you effectively have, you were basically going to get to a position where you might be able to just kind of see him.
Yeah. Oh well, for that idea, because it's not gonna work out. Yep, because I need to touch him. Oh well. Gosh, it's flipping. And I don't see Shadow.
Correct.
I guess I'll be like, Gilbert, I don't know where he went. Be on the lookout. Let's go stick with Ren. And I will run 30 feet closer towards Ren.
Okay.
And then Ren's still more than 30 feet away.
More than. Yeah, you're just dashing, you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna dash.
So you're basically on the other side of the pillar. You're actually about there, but down, and coming up the stairs. So he's literally on the opposite side of a massive pillar in between the two of you at a height of about 20 feet above you. You can't see him. There's too much stone in the way.
Cool.
Done?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. It'll go to Shadow. You know what I love best is when you leave me the cleric. I'm gonna gut him.
Do it.
Oh yeah. 24 and a 20. You'll be taking
Both of those will hit.
a total of 16 slashing damage. And looks like 32 necrotic damage. And your maximum hit point total is reduced by the 32.
Damn, that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
So he's no longer a swashbuckler?
Oh, no, he is.
Then what about sneak attack then?
Oh, yeah, right. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Sorry.
That's
Like-
okay. Doesn't matter.
Whose team are you on, Andy?
It's only 23 more points of
That's funny.
it's only 23 more points of sneak attack damage.
23 more?
Yeah, that's just regular
23
damage.
hit points. Damn, I really got hit pretty hard that time. Okay, I think what I could do is as a reaction, I could disappear.
It's probably smart.
I think I will. I'll use my reaction to fade away. Boom. Which means I use my child divinity to, as a result. Actually, did he hit me twice? Because I do that after he hit me the first time.
Oh yeah. So hold on.
Give me half of those hit points.
Go back to your maximum. Go back to what you were at before. Let's rewind.
Yeah, sorry about that. Because I don't want to take all that if I can take that.
No, of course. The first one was the one that did the most damage. So,
Sorry.
because it was that was the sneak attack one. So the 23 points of sneak attack is still true,
Okay.
and then it would be a total of 18 necrotic damage and 6 slashing damage. So 29 slashing damage from the sneak attack and the sword, and then 18 necrotic, and then your maximum hit point total is reduced by 18.
18. Okay.
And then you disappear.
I disappear. I'm to go just like somewhere on the steps away from him. That he, like.
You're going upwards, like up the steps, or down the steps?
Which way did Villette go?
Up.
I'll go up the steps.
And you can go 30 feet?
60 feet.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and do you...
Invisible.
No, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and do you a solid. So you appear adjacent to Villette on the next flight, and kind of in front of, off to the side, so if she does run past you, she will run past you. Okay. Ren. So at current, the object of your terror is not visible. However, you do know that it is still currently downstairs. There's only one way out of this room, and that would be on that platform and back up into the main chamber up above.
And I'm required to dash.
Correct. The problem is it's an action to activate that platform. So you can move onto the platform this turn and that's it.
Okay, and then I will try to save again.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay. During your turn, during the next turn, the obvious answer to escaping this place is up. So you'll be able to take your action on that turn to activate the platform. Unless somebody does something. That was Ren. Villette.
Hey, on a good positive note, guys, if we're not actually in combat, the minute will go by very quickly. So if Shadow stops attacking us, we'll be all right.
Villette. So just so you know, you're 20 feet down from that platform. It's going to take you a double movement for each step up the steps because you're moving at an up pace. It's effectively difficult terrain. If you wish to try and climb up and just kind of jump up, grab onto the stone and pull yourself up, you could probably get up there with a dash, or you can run around with a dash. Either way, it's going to take you double move to get to him.
So either way, I can't actually get him with my action attacked.
Correct.
Fart.
Being nearby, was always going to help me with my save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on your next turn, you're going to action and fly up the ceiling.
I can't fly.
Yeah, the platform goes up.
Yeah, I mean, it...
Oh,
My turn.
one thing before we get too far ahead. Before your turn started, you heard kind of a weird noise from below.
Probably.
A teleport of some kind.
Legendary action can teleport, yeah.
Alright. Part. So, this is the problem, is that if I leave Gilbert, Gilbert dies.
Maybe.
Gilbert could heal himself, too.
There's just no good options, and I hate it.
It's a slasher movie, bro.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I'm invisible right now.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't even know you're there.
Ren,
Yeah, I
can
don't
you,
even know.
Can you do me a
I'll
your friend.
I'll double move and probably take an attack of opportunity, but it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
Double move the get up next to Ren.
I don't swing at you. You are adjacent to Ren. Do you have any extra movement to when you move to him?
It would be alright. 1,
Here.
2,
So instead of moving to a side like that,
4.
you can kind of move up, like right about here-ish, and push him off of the platform just by stepping into a square. Ren, you would resist, I suppose. But since you're kind of like frightened, you have disadvantage. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check, Ren, and go ahead and make an athletics check. Villette. Okay.
You
so
resist.
You move adjacent to him, and he kind of holds his position on the platform. Okay. At the end of your turn, and before the start of the next turn, you hear another noise. And then I'll go ahead and reveal. And stab Villette. 23?
On the nose.
So 11 points of slashing damage. Oh wow, holy crap. 7 points of sneak attack damage.
Why the sneak attack?
Because
I'm not an ally.
I was invisible.
Oh, because you're invisible.
Yeah. And 13 points of necrotic damage, and then you reduce your max by 13.
You said 13 of necrotic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, the 11. You said 11 points of regular damage.
Yeah, and then 7 points of sneak attack.
And then the regular damage would be reduced by 3. Is it for my aura?
Correct. Is it non-magical for that?
Let me see. Aura of tenacity. It just says it doesn't specify. It just says bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, Bart, where's that? Oh, great! It just deleted what my hit points were.
You were
so I
at
had
78.
It was 86. Stupid freaking sheet. It was 86 before anything. We're just gonna use calculator since the sheet sucks. 86 minus 8 minus 7 sneak attack minus 13 necrotics. That puts me down to 58.
And your maximum is reduced to 103.
Alright.
Cool. That's my first attack. Now that I'm visible, I'll make the second attack. 13 misses.
Alright.
Alright. That is it for Shadow's turn. It goes to Lord Gilbert.
Alright. My turn. Oh boy. You know, this is tough. Alright, I guess what I'm going to do is...
Real quick, actually. Sorry, apologies. Down below on the ground, Matt, was it your idea once you had defeated Grunt? What were you all wanting to do?
So, I wanted to do 2 things. 1, I wanted to do a quick check over the mage here to see if he had anything on him. 2, I wanted to fly up towards the temple in the airship.
It looks like he has several magic items on him, but they look like they're all attunement magic items based on your just casual perception of them.
No, like, scrolls or anything?
No, just a spell book, which looks like it's locked and bound.
Yoink in the spell book anyway.
Yeah, it might be something you'll have to work at, but yeah, definitely not something that you would be able to easily get into at the current time. Okay. And then those of you who are on the ground with Grun's body, anything that you want to do before moving away?
I'm gonna check Grun's body for...
He's got the Dwarven armor, which is Dwarven plate. That'll be hard to get off of him, naturally. He has the holy symbol, which has a chain connected to it. It's a holy symbol of Aguacy. Looks like...
Sorry, how did we kill that bastard?
Oh, yeah, Brack killed him by cutting his arms off.
When did that fucking happen?
It must have been...
While you're smoking.
While you were smoking.
Oh, like right after he threw me on the ground?
Yeah, he threw you on the ground,
Yeah.
and then Brack
Like, literally...
Brack and Fight touched tips, and then he cut both of his arms off with the attack. It's called Executioner's
I
Cut.
rolled a crit.
Yeah, you rolled a crit. Yeah, it was pretty dope. But anyways,
So now I'm, what, unconscious?
no, you're still conscious. He didn't do any damage to you. You have 12 hit points, I think.
Yeah, I got my fucking ass beat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna urge everyone to hurry up so we can join them in the pyramid.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the holy symbol if that's the only other thing he has.
Okay. As you
Well,
pull it
my hit
away.
points at 40. Did someone heal me?
Oh yeah, sorry. Fi healed you. I apologize. She was a 3rd level
God
spell on
bless
you.
her.
You pull the holy symbol off of him. The chain seems to be covered with oil, this sickly kind of black liquid, and very viscous, just kind of tangibly like solid. And you kind of pull it away from his hand. It's a bit of an effort getting the chain off of him, but it doesn't take very long.
Cool.
Okay, and Sam, are you gonna take the ship?
Yeah, once like they're all done with that, I was figuring just get everyone on the ship and we start heading up there.
Okay.
Is the Mazier's body on the ship
Yep.
still?
Yeah, he's still here.
I wanna collect all of his items and to bring back to the conglomerate, not
Sure.
to like attune to or anything.
Sure. You'll notice that one
I'll
of the
take that.
items of import is a very special looking sending stone. It will require attunement, but it looks like it's like the prime communicator. Okay, so a big chunk of ship starts heading up in that direction. All right, we'll deal with that here in a second. Back to the stairwell. Okay, we were on Gilbert. Go ahead.
All right. I am going to use my travel domain capability to ignore difficult terrain. It's called uninhibited.
Up the steps.
Yep, so I'm gonna go up the steps like normal movement. So the question is, like, I don't want to get too close to this asshole. So I want to be without, like, maybe let's say that I'm outside of his arm's reach, but I'm close enough to see and talk to Valette, and I'm gonna be like, all right, Valette, keep fighting this guy. We'll whittle him down. And I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds on Valette and myself. And actually, Ren hasn't been hit yet, has he?
Nope.
Okay, I'll include him in there just for, for the fun of it.
Sure.
That's what I like to do. Fun healing. All right, so let's see. How come I can't click on that spell? Okay, here it goes. Level 5 is what it's going to be at, because that's its base level. That's it. Is that it? Did that add my +5 in there? It did.
Yeah, you just happen to roll a 1 on one of them.
Yeah.
8 on another. It's very average then. All right, so a total of 17 hit points we get back, each of us.
Cool.
All right, better than nothing, I guess.
Okay. Ren, your action will be... Go ahead.
As a book. Oh wait, no, I can't cast 2 spells at once. Never mind. I was gonna cast another spell, but I can't do that.
Your action will be activating the platform.
It can't be to just take the disengage and then dash.
The most logical way for you to exit the scene we discussed is up and out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm putting Valette and
Okay, hold on a second.
corner there. 1 second.
Oh, frustrating.
I know.
You took yourself out of the fight.
Yeah, clearly.
Shadow did.
Okay, so the second that you arrive at the top, you're going to notice 2 things. Bear with me here.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure out if catnap requires concentration.
Um,
No, it's a duration of 10 minutes. Doesn't require concentration.
right.
So, other than me, who are the other 2 most beat up people in the group?
So-
on the ship?
That's a great idea, and I will allow you to give it a shot, but hold on a second. I'm still in the pyramid. You're going to realize why that's not going to be a thing that's going to be possible here in a minute. You're in a big airship and you're trying to fly up to the pyramid. So take that as you will and think about that in your brain, and we'll get back to you here in a moment. But back to what I was saying. Ren, you pop up at the pyramid's entryway, and I know you can't see it right yet. I'm moving you to it. Bear with me there. And you see that at the entryway, the door's still ajar. You can still see kind of smoke and ashes, but no skyships being blown apart in that area. You can see Connor with what appears to be like scratch marks across his throat, kind of like slumped against the wall near the doorway. Looks like Shadow kind of rented his throat out. And if my thing will work, you would see... Oh my god, please work. Bear with me here. I can't drop the token, and I want that on there before I describe what's there.
Got it.
Oh my god.
A big jelly donut?
No.
Come on. Give me something.
You see a individual in leather armors. Looks like he has a very massive looking Meridian-style pistol in his hand. His skin is kind of like an alabaster color, and his hair is kind of white. He has a slight bluish tone to his face. He's holding the gun kind of down, looking at Connor kind of curiously. And just outside, it looks like there is kind of the remnants of something drawn on the ground where he's appearing. And he kind of looks up at you as you kind of look in at him, and he looks at you and he says, "Friend of you?" And then he realizes you're scared and looks like you're running, and he kind of, but yeah, the platform moves up. That takes a full 6 seconds, so you can't move anymore this turn. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Nope.
Okay. He's going to go ahead and spend his inspiration on you. So you save against the frightened condition.
Oh, you're my best friend.
Still
Can
can
I say, who are you? We need to get down there and help them.
back down to the floor below. Valette. It looks like the platform that Ren was standing on just zipped up into the air. Shadow did not take an opportunity attack and kind of stands with his back against where the platform was, looking at you and then looking down at Kerr Gosler. And then he says, "He's betrayed you. He's fled you both. He won't even fight alongside of you in this desperate hour." And you watch as the wounds that have been made upon him are still stitching closed.
14 and 26.
14 misses, 26 hits. 14, and are you popping a smite?
No, because that doesn't work. So he takes 14 damage, and he's marked.
Okay. He kind of takes the first attack with the sword, kind of parries it, and then kind of moves to the side. You kind of hit him on the shoulder, and he kind of, and then springs the blade down into you, or attempts to. Let's see how it works. 20 misses. And then he'll bring in the second attack. 14 misses. So this we're starting to do a bit of pairing of blades, and Judgment's doing its job. Very good stuff.
What does it mean by I have a fate point on my sheet?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Goes to Lord Kirk Gosler.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna use uninhibited again to run up the steps easily.
Mm-hmm.
I think I still get opportunity attacks when I have uninhibited. Yeah.
You can move to there and not have to take an opportunity attack and still be able to fight him from that position, if that's your goal.
Where could I move to?
Here, next to Bullet.
Oh, there. Okay. I won't even have to use uninhibited then, because that's not very far.
Not at all.
All right. I will. This is a question I have to ask you. I put on my sheet that I was going to carry around a war pick so I could attack things.
Yeah, you got
That's
one.
not my Esper Edge. Can I use a war pick to attack him?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, typically, I would use like a. I get extra radiant damage and all this shit, but it's not really going to do much to him.
Sure.
But actually, I will. As first off, before I do this, I will use a bonus action to cast Thundering Armor on myself. That one's John. John Dupree one.
Well, yeah, okay. And then, so Thundering Armor, and then you're bringing in the attack with the non-magical war pick. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
go ahead and
gonna
swing.
try it. What the hell? Never know. I could roll a nat 20. Woohoo! Does
Nice.
All right. Does it do anything to him?
It will do.
Obviously, the radiant doesn't do anything, right?
So you roll an 8, and then it's crit will max. So it's a total of 16. Half will be 8.
Sweet.
And then
Shit.
5 and 3 radiant damage is 8 more, which does nothing because he doesn't
Why
care.
I'm the leader. Oh. Gosler Zero.
Which does nothing because he doesn't care about radiant damage. So you did
Right.
8 points of damage with that sweet crit.
Sweet. Is it only did 8? Did he take half damage or something?
From the non-magical war pick, yeah.
Uncanny dodge.
yeah.
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah, it's not.
No, he didn't. He didn't even dodge that one. He stood and took the shot. He just doesn't care about non-magical weaponry
Man, I gotta get myself a magic.
because he's a. What is he, Andy?
He
Bastard.
is a were-jaguar.
He is a were-jaguar. Thanks,
Wow.
Cork Dog.
I know, right?
Jason
So,
Corthius.
How many years is it currently after the Westmark?
I don't know.
Hundreds.
500 or so, yeah.
So how is Shadow still alive?
Because a were-jaguar lived for long, long times. Yeah, there was still once in the hidden shrine of Tomoe-chan from when that thing was created, and that was antediluvian. Anyways,
I think Chad wasn't aware of that.
no, that's fine.
The spire on top of the palace we're fighting at is worse than undead. You
Yep. It's a fun place, man. This place is wonderful.
Can I run back down?
So you are on the platform. You can activate the platform to descend. Action to activate, and then no movement for the descent. Is that what you want to do?
No movement for the descent.
You can't move. Basically, your whole turn is going to be descending. Is that what you want to do?
Sure.
Okay. As you are activating the platform and he sees that you kind of ready yourself, he's like, hold on, wait! And he runs towards you and kind of power slides onto the platform as it starts to descend and kind of
like this guy.
holds his space with you in the square as you descend. As you all watch Ren coming back down, let me move you to the right map. You see that there's a strange individual with him, and he's holding a strange looking pistol like over the edge as he's coming down, and he takes a shot. You hear a loud boom sound, and a bullet sends straight down into Shadow and hits. Hold on a second. Because he's gonna use a grit point. Oh yeah. Knock him prone. Saving throw from Shadow.
Nice.
Fail it,
Is that
Shadow.
Tengu?
Maybe. Hits him in the leg, and you watch him kind of and fall to the ground as he takes the shot to the leg. And Dengu's just kind of like, as you see Dengu kind of descending down, you notice something, Ren. The piece has a crystal connected to the side of it that looks exactly like Yen Lauren's capstone on Yen Lauren's staff.
Huh.
Alright.
This guy's cool.
Dengu is a cool guy. Alright, so that's Ren. Valette?
Get
Is Shadow currently prone?
He is prone, and Ren and this new guy are adjacent to him.
Don't forget the Esper edges, dual techniques.
Oh, yeah, he kind of raises his gun up.
Yeah, I guess I won't cast a spell, and I'll touch tips with the new guy.
Okay. What spell were you casting?
I'm not gonna cast a spell. I was
Oh.
considering casting Bless at 2nd level, but instead I'll touch tips.
1 second. The Dream Shard.
I forgot what the Dream Chart does with Judgment.
Well, it's different because of the wielder. Heavens to Betsy.
Hey, John, I don't mean to cut and run, but I got something I need to take care of.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. I will catch you.
All right.
Thanks,
Well,
thanks, Chad.
Thanks,
Fuck,
Thanks
I
for joining,
will,
Chad.
Good playing with you.
but yeah, I mean, I wish I could have been more helpful.
Oh, you were more than helpful. You dispelled the spirit guardians.
Well, I mostly just hung on for dear life, like literally.
Distracted him
and
quite a bit.
figuratively. But yeah, I'll tune in when I get back
Okay.
and catch you up on everything I missed. So good luck, guys.
Take care.
Later.
Yeah.
See ya.
Hold on a second. I have to be ready for that. Toot toot doo doo doo. Ba-da ba-da.
Doot 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 doot.
We still. He just dropped off roll 20.
No, that's fine.
John's more thinking about the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, right. So whose turn is it? It's Valette's turn. Okay, yeah. You should have advantage if he's still on the ground.
Okay. Now, I was dream sharding.
You dream sharded your pants.
That's the ticket. You are wielding Judgment. Alright. Target a single creature within 120 feet of you. And that creature must make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC.
Oh, fun. My spell save DC would be 3 plus 4 is 7, so 15.
Okay. Holy shit. Well, luck is with you today, my friend. Because he has a plus. I will take a screen grab of it if you want. This is pathetic. He has a plus 11 wisdom saving throw. Wait. Andy has advantage on spells and other magical effects, such as this. I roll a 14.
Roll a 1.
I roll a 14 and a 10.
Wow.
Perdition.
Finally, something going our way.
Roll a d10.
Oh my gosh. Alright. Roll 1d10. 3.
He takes 3 points of psychic damage, and he is marked by perdition. At the start of each of his turns, he takes a d10 damage.
Nice.
Nice.
It lasts for 1 minute, and he can make the saving throw again at the end of his turn, but has disadvantage on it. If he rolls a 1, he takes an additional 7 points of damage.
Nice.
All right. Perdition. Cool.
Get that DOT going.
Indeed. Cool deal. Ballet. It will go to Shadow's turn, but before it cycles through, he sees that Ren has overcome his nonsense, and he will attempt to reinstill the nonsense by using Frightful Word as a legendary action that costs 2 points.
At least you're close to Valette this time.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw, DC 31.
31.
21.
Come on.
31 hard to get.
You're like, I like Shadow, he's a cool guy, but... Okay.
He
Alright.
rolls a 1. He's so scared.
Oh man.
So you are re-frightened. And then it'll go...
Yay!
It'll go to Shadow's turn, and he is going to use his full itinerary of attacks.
Wait, is he not immune from being in the aura?
Oh,
Oh yeah, he's now in the aura.
fair enough. Yep. So nothing.
Good catch.
Good catch.
He had it already
You know,
today.
you know
Oh,
what?
sorry.
So what does that mean?
You're not frightened. Hey Zach, gain inspiration for
Hey, Zach. Good call, Zach.
being a smart boy. I'm gonna go to my turn then. I'm just gonna attack Bren then.
I have a crazy question.
Shoot.
Can I use my shield to impose disadvantage, or does Ren have to be standing right next to me?
Do you have the protection fighting style?
No, but I have this cool shield.
Oh yeah,
with
that's
this
right.
Capability.
Could I just say something, John?
Here it is.
You tried to do something but it didn't work. So then why isn't that just the thing that you did?
No. During the in between, I used the fear thing as a legendary action. I said it specifically.
Okay,
It takes
okay.
two legendary actions. Then it went to his turn, and now I'm cutting.
Got
him
it.
up.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
No. He totally fucking biffed on that fright check. It was a complete waste of a legendary action. You got. Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't use this because he's not within 5 feet of me.
Correct.
So all right, I could use it if Shadow attacks Valette, but not Ren, because Ren's too far away. All right.
That's fine.
Right. It gives you the protection fighting style. That's right.
Right.
What was I saying? Oh right, cut this boy. 17 misses Ren, right?
Yep,
And then 27 will hit.
it does.
12 slashing damage and 10.
Hat.
Yeah, half that.
Yep.
And is it half all of the damage, right?
So hold.
Just click on Canny Dodge for me real quick. Yep. So you're going to take 6 slashing damage and 5 necrotic, and then your maximum hit point total will be reduced by 5.
John, and as a reaction, I'm going to Sentinel.
Yep.
Damn, 17.
Miss. Basically, he cuts, and then blocks from behind. He's super fast. Swashbuckler man. Alright, Lord Gurgosler.
Alright. So he's not attacking me right now, which is kind of a bummer. Alright. See, the problem is all the spells I got ready are all radiant spells. So it's like I don't know what I was thinking. I guess if I shoot a ray of frost at him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what I'll do? Well, maybe I could do this. I hate to do that though. maybe I'll do it anyways. I'm gonna cast. No, I don't want to use up my last slot because we got to fight something else. I'll use a ray of frost and shoot it at him. But since I'm right next to him, do I need to do that at disadvantage?
Yeah, because it's a range attack.
All right, I'll do it anyways because I don't have a whole lot of other choices. All right. 26.
Nice roll.
It's not bad, and it's oh, what the hell should it be? Oh, I rolled a 3, a 1, and a 2. That is so bad with d8s. That's 6 total.
That's
pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay.
I would have done it again. That would have been better. But
He takes half damage.
that would have been. Well, that's what I wanted to get.
So he takes
17.
3 cold. All right. That'll bloody him.
Nice.
If that makes you happy, after all the beatings that you've thrown down on him. Lord Kurgosler is done, and it'll go to Ren. You actually get to do a thing. That's something you want to do now.
Thank God. Yeah, so I'm going to touch my tip of the sword with Valette.
Okay.
I don't
Is it
have a
then-
reaction.
You don't have a reaction.
I used it following his attack, and it hasn't been my turn yet.
Hey.
Bummer.
There's a gun right beneath you.
Oh yeah, gun. That guy.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
He as you touch, Ketsujin turns bright red, and you feel the inspiration to rush forward at Shadow. Go ahead and make a single attack. If you've already used sneak attack during the turn, no, yeah, you can use it again. No, that's not the right one. Hold on, sorry. Scratch that. Reverse it. Bear with me. I was reading you the one if he does it with you.
Sure.
You, him, and each ally within 50 feet of you is reduced to 1 hit point. Take all the hit points that are reduced in that way and add them to a pool. So let's see. Who wants to be my math guy? This one's
Not me.
This one's overcomplicated.
Numbers.
So it's going to be 90, 74, and 60. What do you got there? 60,
164 right now.
62.
And 62, so that'd be 226.
Mm-hmm. And then Ren, since you're the one who activated it, you decide how many hit points of that total everybody gets. And what you would know is anybody... let's see. Any ally that has less than half its hit points remaining after the pool is emptied gains temporary hit points equal to Dengu's level, which is 11.
Interesting. Now you get to divide up all the hit points.
Who was hurt the most?
I'm missing
Oh,
28 out of
sorry.
my max of...
I apologize. There's one more person who's involved in that Dengu.
Oh yeah.
So that would be at 112 more.
Ooh, nice.
So 338.
112 plus whatever you had before, yeah.
Is it fair to just say everyone's back at full health?
No, because I'm taking everybody's hit points that they're at right now
It's gonna get
Oh, I see.
and redistributing the wealth.
Pig.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
fair.
why don't we just do it where everyone has? Do we round up or down?
Your call.
Just divide by 4. And
85. Everybody gets 85.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
So everybody
Almost my
sets
turn.
to 85 hit points.
That helped me a lot and Vlad a little bit.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's everyone that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I figured.
Okay.
Because I mean, that would be really nice for me to have right now.
And keep in mind,
If it included Shadow's HP.
I see that you all wrote it incorrectly. It's 85 plus the one that you had remaining, so you're at 86 total.
And so that's the end of my turn.
That's your action, yeah. Restructure. All right. Valette. He looks
All right.
pretty. He looks pretty wounded, but yeah, you know he regenerates.
Yeah, we just got a Snicker snack, I think, at this point. Bless is going to be not worth it. 12 and crit.
Crit.
Okay.
Nice.
Damage?
Nice.
Damage for the crit is 35.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and he's marked.
All right. So, Valette, as you cut into him, you watch as Shadow kind of moves his hand and starts to pull shadows around him from the darkness and become invisible to you. And as he's becoming invisible to all of you, you see Dengu kind of go, no, click his gun against the ground, and the Dream Shard bursts with light. Shadow is completely visible, as there's now a light source present in the room.
Nice.
You guys have been running around in complete darkness, fighting a guy named Shadow.
Well,
I mean,
guess
it made sense to begin with.
And he looks annoyed and doesn't seem to be able to escape, so he's going to try and can't teleport. He's going to try and get rid of the current situation that's causing him problems, so he's going to cut down on Dengu.
And it'll be at disadvantage.
Yeah, he misses both attacks.
Nice. Now we got you on
Bonus action, disengage.
the rope.
As he tries to move away, Sentinel.
Go. And this is just a free attack, not a blocking attack, right? Because opportunity attacks lock movement, not the Sentinel free attack, right?
No, I think it's all together. Creatures provoke opportunity attacks even if they take disengage.
And then opportunity attacks reduce speed to 0. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah. Darn it. Does someone want to give me inspiration to keep him locked
Zach,
down?
you want to throw that inspiration his way?
Yeah, you can make it.
You want
Oh,
to,
thanks.
Hi.
Awesome.
11.
Lock this
do you
guy
want to,
down.
do you want to smite on that?
It doesn't do anything.
He's trying to trick you.
I'm trying really hard.
Come on, dog.
Okay. Lord Kergosler.
All right, this is sweet. I just realized something. I realized the one ability that I thought had radiant damage actually has thunder damage, which he is not able to, fight against.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. So I'm going to attack him with that weak pick of mine again, but I'm going to use the spell, Split the Sky, which actually kind of adds a d8 of thunder damage per level. So I'm going to do it at I have lots of level. I'll do it at a level 4. I have
Okay.
level 4s.
Roll the attack.
So let me click this son of a bitch, guys. You gotta hope that I hit with a sucker, because this is not gonna feel good if I hit him.
Mhm.
All right, what I say? It's
Hits.
supposed to be 4th level. It didn't work right. It didn't ask me what.
Oh, hold on a second.
Oh yeah, now it did.
No.
It's only asking me when I do the.
Real quick, let's backtrack. What's your strength score?
Not very good. It's like 10. It's very average.
So you should be subtracting 5 from that attack because you're currently rolling with a wisdom modifier. There's no way you have a plus 11 attack with a pick. That doesn't let you.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You're right. That's cheating.
You are cheating, so that misses. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. All
Okay.
right, cool. Well,
Ren.
do I still have to use the spell slot if I miss? I think you do.
Yeah.
I think you do.
Ren.
Yeah, Ren's gonna take out his sword, and he's really 20 to hit.
On the nose. How do you
And
want
then
to?
sneak it?
How do you want to kill him?
Yeah!
Fuck you, Shadow.
How
I
do you,
hate you.
How do you want to kill your own character?
Yeah, guys, Andy's killing himself. We can't
Yeah,
let him
come on.
do this.
Come on, Andy.
I'm just gonna do straight through the heart. I'm gonna look him in the eye. Says,
Face
You went
forward,
bad.
not from the back.
yeah, face forward.
Right in the chest. And he kind of looks down at you. His face kind of reverts back to its normal, like lynx-like state, and he kind of like drops the weapon off to the side. It clatters the silver blade, the strange silver sword, and he lays dead. All right.
I recover my ring.
It's,
First things first.
It's-
Grab that sword.
it's still in his clawed hand, which he never swung at anybody with. But yeah, before we deal with that, let's go back to outside real quick and settle that. I think I can get this clear by 11. The ship's ascending upwards. Sam, what I need you to do is make an Arcana, Dexterity Arcana check.
Okay. Dexterity, Arcana. Give me 1 second. So this will say acrobatics, but
Okay.
16.
So what you end up trying to do as you're kind of moving the shard of a ship up into the air is kind of move it in at a low pace, but it's too big to kind of move through the buildings like the skiff was. Move it in at a low pace and try and hide behind the wreckage of ships or the parts of ships that are still airborne, that are still engaged with the pyramid and the weird entity at top. So you manage to do so, and you manage to get the ship close to the pyramid's bottom. But as it does so, you feel the bottom kind of hit something and drag, and then you see the Spelljammer helm kind of snap shut and closed, and it literally like locks the hull, and this allows you to pilot the ship. You feel like the very next few seconds are crucial for you trying to jump off into the pyramid. One chance, everybody who is on the ship currently needs to make an acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
Right, this is our stop. Everyone off.
Yeet.
Brack just
Oh, no.
jumps.
No.
Does a 27 make it?
Brack just jumps from the position he's in right into the fucking full spot. Real quick, Zach, you were standing pretty close to Broxgar. Before you jump, is there anything you want to do? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint.
Can I take the dwarf with me?
You pick up the dwarf and put
Like
him on your
great
back and jump into the air
Yeah.
with a dwarf on you, right into the hole.
Does a
You have to toss me. I cannot make the distance.
make it?
As you
I want some fan drawings of that.
As you jump up, Sam, you catch a hold of the edge, and you're holding on just as Brack and the dwarf are kind of settling up, but you're holding on. I need you to make an athletics check.
Hey guys, get ready for Sam to die.
You manage.
That's actually really good.
You're kind of like scurrying, like panic, like a kid who's never done PE, and like me, really. And you manage to get your foot up. Like you just kind of like heave your foot up, like ah, and you get it up there, and then you kind of like pull yourself on. And you're like breathing.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that is me actually rolling an 18, because I've got a +0.
Yeah. So Davos and Brack.
Clutch.
Davos and Brack and Brocknar being settled down are standing there like not panting, not heavy lifting mode or anything, but Sam's like breathing like super hard as he manages to get
As
off.
he does the asthma inhaler.
Yep.
Why'd you grab the dwarf?
You watch as the
His legs seem shorter there, brother.
the remnants of the capital ship seem to have connected with the field of the Alderac below and start descending away from the castle proper beneath it. And as you four rather turn to face into the temple, I think that's where we're going to stop the session for the night, and we'll pick up next week with the fun times of the pyramid again. Real quick note, by the way. You all are looking into the area, and you see that up on the ceiling there's a dead body with its throat clawed out from you. It seems to be sitting as if gravity were upside down to you in that position. So just a note there, as everything is still upside down for you guys. All right, thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.